Feel good?
Yeah.
Alright. How are we, guys? How high is that? Yep. Yeah, it should be right. All good. Alrighty. That's all good. Scores are all good. Times there. Turn that on in a minute. Nathan and Alyssa, how are you? Don't if I should watch this stream. Well, you should watch ours because we are here. We are godlike. I don't know which one's better footy. I feel like I've seen his channel before. It's up to you, man. 5 people have already voted for Collingwood, so they're going against you. You did change your tip over the week to Fremantle.
I just think that they'll respond. They can't possibly have played any worse than they did last week against the Saints.
Well, of course, Collingwood have rested a few players as well, so that does give Fremantle a bit extra of a chance, but very interesting game coming up Thursday night. Players moving into position now, getting ready to go. Volume low. Should be right now. Alright, so here we go. Game is about to get underway. Players have moved into their positions. Thursday night footy at Optus Stadium. It's from a tap down. Cox trying to get the kick out of the clearance. Long got a handball smothered by Jackson. Spills to Houston. Cox with the fumble. Bolton, great and clean pick up. Back to Clark. Check side kick towards centre half forward on the bounce. Josh Dacos just with a fumble. Jackson puts on the pressure. Did it well. Handball out the back to Brayshaw. Further on to Tracy. Kept goalless last week. Low ball towards goal. Great start, Fremantle. That's what they needed. And who else but the big kahuna? Well, couldn't have got off to a much of a better start than that.
Nah, they just got the ground ball pretty much in every contest in the first 30 seconds there. So, and
a couple of poor fumbles there from a couple of Collingwood players too.
yeah, it just wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a great start from Collingwood. Yeah, it was a good start by Freo. And as you see there, Billy Frampton just didn't want to go to Tracy. That was pretty much what he did. Once he lost the initial contest, Frampton, he just stops. He looked ball watches, and Tracy tries to make a bit of space.
That was all he needed.
And that was all he needed.
It's a good kick too from guys. Yeah. That guy is, pretty big. Nice little low kick towards basically the goal mouth, and it just dribbled through.
Yeah.
Are you going for Collingwood? Well, I tipped them, but I'm not exactly going for them.
I don't think anyone really goes for Collingwood.
Unless you are a Collingwood fan. So from the tap down, Sarong breaks away, gets the clearance, high ball towards centre half forward again. Tracy went up to give a contest. Witkowski tried to step out of a tackle, but side bottom isn't falling for it.
Yeah. That was a good tackle by the side bottom.
So it goes to Dan Houston. So Collingwood, of course, resting 4 or 5 players tonight after a 5-day break. Not too surprised. We'll see how they back this up. So Frampton goes wide with the kick and finds Nick Dacos. In fact, it's Josh, I think. Looks like Josh. KO's just got the worst fucking connectivity you'd see. Yeah, it is Josh. Goes inboard to Houston, racking up a few touches early. The kick wasn't so great, though. Cut off. Well done by the Dockers. Short kick to Switkowski. There's a good grab. Gives a handball off to Sarong. He started well. Into the pocket. Kick almost perfect. Amos probably should have marked it. Spills out of bounds inside the Docker forward 50.
Yeah, just things a little scratchy at the moment, Collingwood. Just don't seem to have settled.
Yeah, Fremantle have had a couple of really good turnovers already. So inside their forward 50 here for Fremantle from a tap down. Side bottom slaps it away. A good 25-metre ball tracking towards the boundary line. Ryan, happy to just step that out. It was about to be insufficient intent, I would have said. But So I like that Jackson started in the middle of the ground. So Darcy is starting on the bench.
Yeah. Be interesting how this one goes because obviously they were both dominated by Marshall last week.
Ball spills now to Bolton. Handball over the top to Frederick. Now Jackson. He's got Sarong. Gives it off to him now. Tucked up in the pocket. Caleb Sarong. Leaves it out to the right-hand side. Well, Sarong's been free roaming for the first 5 or so minutes of this game.
He had a poor game last week, and you just know he was going to respond tonight. So what, he's already at 4 in the first 2 minutes of play?
Yeah, it would have been at least 4. So Houston again just pumps the ball into the centre square. Fisted down. Dacos is there. So is Switkowski. Handball back to Clark. Onwards to O'Meara. They do it. In fact, it was Brayshaw. Back to Warner. Long kick inside the forward 50. Frampton just fists that one out of bounds.
They've got all the territory here, Freo.
Yeah, they're going to have to start getting some goals on the board pretty quickly here because Collingwood will have their time.
Yeah.
So early stages, opening term. Big crowd up the stadium, as you'd imagine. Tap down from Jackson again. Brayshaw wrapped up, got the hands free, did it well. Jackson, Sarong, threads through the handball. This would be a great start for Freo. Terrible kick, though. Johnson just scrapes it through for a behind.
Yeah. Three scoring opportunities for only 8 points.
So Howes kicks it short into the back pocket. So Collingwood just taking a slow approach here. Trying to take a little bit of sting out of this early contest. Josh Dacos has it. Just kick out wide. So don't want to waste it here, the Pies. For all the Freo dominance in this early 5 minutes, only lead it by 8 points to zip. Long kick in front of the interchange gates, looking for Cox. Surely a mark's going to be paid to Cameron, man in front. Surely! Oh, that's bullshit. So Jackson has the mark, just snatched it from him. And now Jackson going to thump it inside the forward 50. It's a low ball. It's a nice kick. Tracy with the hands takes a good mark. Just outside 50. I don't know. He may have the distance in him here. It's early in the game.
Luke Jackson and Sarong both started very well to start.
Well, usually known for goals a lot closer, but I wouldn't count this beyond him. So Tracy winds up. Not very much of a big approach. Has he got it there? Oh, you bet he has! Josh Tracy gets Fremantle up and firing with the first 2 goals of the game. That is a brilliant kick there from Josh Tracy. Missed out on the goals last week. He's quick to respond. Well, you knew out of anyone this guy would respond. Terrible game by Fremantle as a whole last week. But Josh Tracy kept goals for the first time in 29 games. Standing up with the first 2 tonight.
And he nails that one from, 57?
Yeah, I mean, he's barely even taken a run up. I thought he was going to set it up. The way he just took like a couple of steps in. Pretty slow approach. Probably crept over a few metres over the mark there too, Jeremy Howe. He still just planted his boot straight through it. Yeah, definitely, Nathan. Great kick. That's a beauty. So a great start here for the Dockers. Back in the middle we go. Darcy in the ruck up against Cox. Was held there, Darcy. Oh, okay.
I've got no idea how that's went to Mason Cox there.
So Cox gets the free.
Maybe
wants
just
to
give him a free kick just to get him inside 50.
Yeah, well, you'd think so. Jack Crisp, of course, last week. Heartbreaking finish to that game. He'll drive it long. First time Collingwood have gone inside their forward 50. Membry got a hand near it and spills out of bounds forward pocket for Collingwood. So first time inside their forward 50.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I just saw that Dacos was getting that. Yeah, Warner.
So Wagner.
Wagner.
So Wagner looks like he's got a tagging role tonight on Nick Dacos. So very interesting call. Ooh. Johnson, nearly got tackled, got a handball away just in time. That was a throw. Umpire, I don't know how he hasn't paid that. Schultz got a handball away against his former side tonight. Sharp out the back, trying to look for Warner. Did it well. Ryan just takes the contact.
Yeah,
Wagner's got a hard tag on Dacos tonight.
Like he could have easily got a position there, Wagner, but his job was on Dacos.
From a tap down, Sarong out the back, did it well. And now McDonald just jammed it on the boot, trying to get outside the defensive 50. Held a little bit. There was more. Dudley trying to get it out of there. Sat on top of it a little. And the umpire's going to pin him. Wow. So Perryman will get the free kick. Got a couple of lead-up options here, Perryman. Just looks like he's going to go lateral. Inside here to Howe. On the point of the 50, missed Sullivan. Coming through there was McQuarrie. Out the back to Houston. Looking into the pocket. Found himself all on his own. Lockie Sullivan, who worked beautifully inside that forward 50. Just tracked the ball and found a little pocket of space about 30 metres out.
Collingwood found the man that was just going to pinpoint a pass inside 450 in Houston. Always pretty reliable.
Yeah, well, that kick from Howe, probably a little bit off. Like you said, Collingwood a bit off so far, but Dan Houston just shows enough class to hit that kick inside. So Lockie Sullivan was the one who gave away a free kick last year, which got Fremantle up and going to come back and fight for a draw. Can he get Collingwood's first goal of the night? He's left it out to the right-hand side.
Well, it's what they need. They just need to get on the board. But
need to lock it in now.
Yeah.
So Ryan goes on the outer side. Long kick. Great hands from Brennan Cox. Really underrated player for the Dockers. Been okay so far this year. So now they're looking through the corridor. Great kick to Clark. They want to go on the commentary side now with Pearce. He can thread one through the middle of the ground. It's a dangerous looking kick. Quaynor read that one well, but it spills to Sarong. Quick inside the forward 50, down low. Couldn't take the mark, Amos. Couldn't take it on the bounce. Gives it back to Sharp. He feigns a kick, dodges back inside. The kick towards the 2-on-2. Voss couldn't mark it. And now Frampton, terrible handball. Straight to Sharp. And now Voss, back in the team this week. Goes to the top of the goal square, but Darcy easily sorted out by Moore. And he wants to go on the outside, one-on-one towards Elliott.
Ooh.
Oh, Josh Tracy making his way off the ground with a dog. Not great signs there for Fremantle. Hoskin Elliott handball inside. Didn't really get a good possession of it. And then Long misses the handball again. So it looks like there's a little bit of a knock to the face there of Josh Tracy. Oh, there's a lot of blood. Jesus Christ.
The stat was already out. Looked like it.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, back with the game. Cox with the tap. Spills through the legs of Hoskin Elliott. Coming up hard was Elliott. And he's going to get the free kick.
Held for a little.
Jesus Christ. They're still trying to cover up that blood on Josh Tracy. So now Elliott looks to set it up. Into the forward pocket. Not a great looking kick. Membry got it out of there. Then gave the handball. Chris, back to Lipinski. He's going to drive the ball into the pocket. Not a great looking kick. And Ryan, ever reliable, gets into the right spot.
They've done well here, Freo, to start with the way they've defended.
Wants to go across the goal face. Not a bad looking kick. Now Brennan Cox. So 12 and a half minutes left in this opening term. Fremantle had early dominance. They've been able to get 2 goals too. Oh, he's played on here, Warner. He's under a bit of pressure. Did well to just take a little bit of a composed approach and just short kick here back to Luke Ryan.
They're doing some nice kicks, but they've been forced to go down the line.
Cox is there, brought it down, Lipinski to Perryman. Low ball, not a bad looking kick, just missed Sullivan. Great read there from Fremantle. They can go through hands. Clark, he'll love a run. He takes a bounce. Looks at Lockie Sullivan, says, I got you covered. Kicks it long towards Frederick. Should take it and does. Or maybe even 50 here. Nah. Quaynor just stands there, hands up. Tries to prove his innocence. So now Frederick, usually a good user, goes inside to Dudley. Found a little pocket of space. The smallest player in the AFL leads up brilliantly. Well, he's brought something since coming to the team early in the season. Picked up as an SSP player. He's really dangerous up forward.
Well, what's very evident at the moment is that Freo are running Collingwood off their legs. They're switching the ball very well at the moment, and they're trying to play on it every chance they can.
So Isaiah Dudley. Opportunity here to get Fremantle's 3rd goal and get off to the perfect start. The start of their approach. The kick on goal. Dead straight. Deadly start for Freo. Well, they've got the first 3 and Collingwood need to just sort some things out. They've been pretty fumbly so far. Just have been off the pace.
Yeah, it's the skill level of Collingwood at the moment. They're just 1 foot, one kick off, one handball off, and the pace of the Freo's just shone.
Great kick there from Jordan Clark as well. Just really broke a line.
Yeah.
Need to strategize. Yeah, well, at the moment, I think they've been a little bit shell-shocked by a 5-day break. I don't know if they want... I really hope they don't use that as an excuse, but...
Oh, some of the fans already have.
Yeah.
They haven't used to travel to Perth. No, another terrible bounce.
So from the tap, Cameron wins it down. Fighting for it there as Sarong pushes over the ruckman. Gets the handball out of there. Looks like Johnson. Now Dacos turned it over. Sarong again on the outside to Sharp. He can wind up a long ball. Call it 55 metres. The kick. It'll go to the line. Frampton did well. Oh, it's not through yet. Sire Dudley still fighting for it. And Frampton eventually gets it over the line.
That nearly hit his... That hit his foot there, Dudley. If that...
Spiggled through for a goal.
Over as well. That could have been an amazing goal.
So Corey Wagner has no eye for the football whatsoever. He's got his 2 eyes set on Nick Dacos everywhere tonight. So Howe goes in short to side bottom. So now side bottom drives it up the wing, looking for Schultz, spoiled out of his hands. Great rove there by Crisp. Handball on, missed member. He has to go track it down. So it's just booted off the ground. Hope for meterage. It spills. Bobby Hill socketed it out of midair.
Interesting. It shouldn't be.
Umpire says no. Socketed it out of midair, ran towards the boundary line, and the umpire says, give it to me. So Josh Tracy now about to come back on. Looks like the top of his head was hit. They'll show the replay here, so... Oh, it's a bit of friendly fire from a teammate.
Didn't look like his elbow, though.
Yeah. So Ryan immediately wrapped up at stoppage, so they'll have another one. 20 points the margin. Just broke under the first 10 minutes of this contest. Darcy tap. Schultz with the rove. Kicks it towards goal and kicks it across the face.
Oh, and the fans would have loved that.
Oh, in fact, it's been touched.
Oh, yeah, of course. Surprised he's not having a HIA.
Yeah, I guess it was just a glancing blow, but I mean, he didn't really go down, did he? He just had a bit of bleeding in the head. So anyway, Darcy with the tap, Brayshaw, handball, turned it over, still side bottom, top of the goal square. Oh, great mark from Hoskin Elliott. That was a great grab. Well, we've seen Jamie Elliott do it a bunch of times. Hoskin Elliott can do the same. Grew up as a Collingwood fan. Would love to be taking high-flying marks in the black and white. So top of the goal square, not too far out. Shouldn't have any problems. And should record the first goal of the night. So the Pies get there first through Will Hoskin Elliott. And maybe they can get them started.
Very impressive mark. He's been in and out all season so far this year, but
definitely want to make your way into the side. You definitely want to make your way into that best 22.
Yeah,
because you know this team could go a long way. Mark of the year for this round. Well, it could be up there as a very good leap.
I think at the moment you can see that Collingwood are edging themselves back into it. But Darcy Cameron hasn't really been in the ruck as often as Mason Cox has tonight so far. Yeah,
I would agree with you. I think that Darcy Cameron's barely seen the ruck role. I think maybe that's, instead of trying to give him a rest, they just wanted... Because he's obviously going to have to ruck a lot of this year. So maybe they're just trying to rest him up a bit throughout the game. So from Darcy with the tap, Bolton, back to Brayshaw. He runs on the inside, drives it inside the forward 50 to the one-on-one. Great work from Voss! Well, missed the last 3 weeks through suspension. And just bullies Quaynor out of the way.
That was pretty easy, that whole passage of play was, really.
You never really see Quaynor get beaten in a one-on-one, but this was just strength.
Yeah.
Well, this has been the issue for Patrick Voss throughout his career so far, is his set shot goal kicking. Shouldn't have too many issues. 3 goals, 7 this year. Pretty much straight in front, not much angle. And Patrick Voss, welcome back to the Freo lineup. Well, a bit of emotion shown in that celebration. Grabs the jumper. You don't mind that whatsoever.
It's a very different team to what we saw last week.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've nearly beaten their score. They scored 33 last week. They're on 27 already.
It's amazing what a week does in football. Like, look at that. It was one handball by Bolton to Brayshaw inside 50. Voss goal.
Well, Bolton just draws players, though, doesn't he? Everyone went to Bolton thinking he was going to sprint away, and the handball at the back to Brayshaw just broke it open.
Yeah.
Who do you support, Nathan? Are you a Collingwood supporter, or just happy to watch the game?
Yeah, that's...
Don't know if they'll go with that matchup long term. So from the middle of the ground, Long's handball interrupted by Jackson. Trying to get it out of there. Tapped it forward only as far as Sarong. Hands in there. Well done there from Chris. Just to find a little pocket of space. Drives the ball inside the forward 50. Got a lucky bounce there. Jamie Elliott should run into the open goal. And Collingwood with the quick reply. Well, got a very unlucky bounce there, the Freo defender. And Jamie Elliott gets their second. Oh, you back for Port Adelaide. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I know how you feel.
Yeah, you're a Port Adelaide fan as well, of course. Smashing last week.
What? Who was the player? I don't think it was a bad bounce. I think it was just no commitment to the ball.
Maybe it was Warner. Oh no, that's a bad bounce. Well, Ryan probably overcommitted.
Yeah,
probably overcommitted. Yeah, he definitely overcommitted. You got to corral the ball there. You can't just jump in the air hoping it's going to land in your... Especially when the only person behind you is your opponent.
Yeah, that's... There, you're probably... Yeah. I'm not going to say he should have had back shoulder, but he should just maybe had a bit of body contact on earlier.
Oh, Jackson, great tap down to Bolton. Oh. He runs away. Kicks it towards the 50. That was a great stiff arm. In fact, it was Allen going back. Couldn't take the mark. Reed wrapped that ball up. Well, Nick Dacos has had no breathing room so far, just looking at the umpire for a free kick. Ooh, that was a good stiff arm.
No, that's a free kick. That is actually a free kick.
Yeah, probably a free kick. So back in the ruck, Jackson with the tap. Brayshaw can't get there. Dacos nearly got the ball out. Long. Bouncing ball down the wing. Pearce with a great pickup and handball. Did it well. They work it through hands here, the Dockers. Now Bolton trying to get into his work. Got the kick away. Not the greatest kick, though. And Ed Allen with the cut-off mark. Collingwood just starting to lift their pressure. So Ed Allen, one of the inclusions this week. Sends it long. Who's going to fly? Brennan Cox went up with the fizz. Probably should have gone for the mark there. Dacos tracks it. Did well to tap it forward. And Johnson just sees it out. Don't think he's had a touch yet, Nick Dacos. I'd have to... So, by the way, for the people who are wondering, the subs are Neil Erasmus for Fremantle and Oleg Markov for the Pies. Don't think I've seen him much this year, Oleg Markov. Cameron tried to take it out of the ruck. Jackson's there, trying to back out of trouble. Handball, little tap on was nice. Wagner wrapped up on McQuarrie. And the Collingwood tackle there just for McQuarrie. Just a little bit of an arm push in there just to let him know he's there. Mm. Cameron tried to take it out of the ruck, just ran into his own man. On his knees, handball out to space. Bounces up nicely there for Clark. Ooh, Long. I don't think he meant that. I think he tripped over a little. Clark wasn't impressed.
It'd be interesting here by Ned Long, because in the last couple of weeks when Nick Dacos has got a tag, he's normally corralled the tagger so that Nick Dacos can get out. So it'd be interesting here.
Still, Sidebottom has been very good the last few weeks as well.
Yeah.
Dacos tried to soccer it out of midair, couldn't get it out. Tackled by 3 Pies here as Johnson. And a ball up.
He's got no eyes for the ball, Wagner. Got no eyes for it.
Tap down from Cameron. Dacos took it out of there. Did well there, Clark, just not let it get behind him. Got turned, handball away. Johnson worried out of it by Dacos. Long, handball forward. Gets at the back of Cox. Hoskin Elliott, good pick up. Handball on the inside. Clark, great take. Gives it back to Ryan. Over the top. Now Fremantle can go on the outer side. Sharp has a few options. The kick's terrible, though. Turned it over to Perryman. Needed to just go along with that kick if he didn't have a really good option. Miss Simpson. So now Perryman directing traffic in front of him. Going to set it up. Top of the goal square. Who's going to go? Had hands on Hoskin Elliott. Cox trying to take it out. There's soccer out of mid-air. Did it well. Mason Cox did it brilliantly. So Collingwood got the last two.
Wow.
Well, you probably don't put down a goal from Mason Cox as a soccer effort, but that was pretty nicely done there from the big guy.
I don't know. Yeah. Like, who's really on him?
The kick wasn't great. It had to be perfect to on Simpson. Sneaky Cox. You don't want a sneaky Cox around.
Yeah.
I'm 4 years old. Fuck it up.
Yeah, he's just too tall there, and once he hit the ground, like, you wouldn't have expected Cox to do that, but there's too many people from Freo in the contest and not on the ground.
So now from the middle of the ground, Bolton to Wagner. Gives it back to Shea Bolton. He'll kick a long ball into the pocket. Tap down. Great read there by Dudley. Got the kick away. Won't get a goal. Perryman tracks it down with Murphy Reid. Just dropped it on the ground. Great work from Switkowski. Crisp. Got the handball just away in time. Howe gets the kick outside the defensive area. It's a great kick too. So Darcy Cameron just getting into his work. So Darcy Cameron's going to run all day. So it looks like he's moved a little bit more midfield in the last few minutes. Cameron goes long, outer wing. Player pushed down was Membry. Spills to Bolton. Now Clark on the inside to Dudley. Wasn't 15, just has to get it on the boot. Sends it inside the forward 50. Player push behind play. Taken by Cameron.
Ooh.
So as soon as we said that Cameron wasn't really in the game, he's really done well to work himself into it.
I think that's what Collingwood have desperately needed in the last 7 or 8 minutes.
So Dacos just works it in short. So Collingwood just taking a slow approach here. 4.5 minutes still to play in this opening term. 8 points the margin. They work it up the wing okay. Dacos, short ball. Nick Dacos, you can see in the background there, just has Wagner riding him all night. Crisp drives a long ball to Cox again. Well, Mason Cox had a decent start. Kick it to the top of the goal square, looking for Membry. Stands, jumps, couldn't mark. Schultz wrapped up momentarily, played for the free. Wrapped up was Chapman, and a ball up. Lockie Schultz wanting to get a goal against his former side. Not going to get a lot of free kicks if you're throwing yourself to the ground, I'm going to be honest. So in the ruck we go. Darcy tap. Trying to grab it was Bolton. Brayshaw threads through a handball to Frederick. And now Simpson on the left boot. Not a great looking kick. Howe couldn't grab it off the ground. Crisp on the up towards Long. Dacos dodges and weaves. Back to side bottom. Should be finishing from there. And just kicks it to the right hand side.
You kind of thought he was going to kick it in it. Real like that. Side bottom from there. Even though he's not dominant, I think he just nails that kick.
You would have thought, wouldn't you? So now Clark in short finds Pearce.
Did he come off out the square?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think you pay it. So Pearce just works it wide to Chapman.
They've looked better, Freo, when they've started to play on, switch the game, look in the midfield.
Long kick to Tracy.
That does help, though, taking a contested mark half wing.
Don't think that hit to the head did too much
that was not
thinking, but the kick was terrible, though. Schultz read it well. Jammed it on the boot, back inside the danger zone. Go back with the fly is Elliott. Jamie Elliott, just a crucial turnover in the middle of the ground. And for all of Fremantle's dominance in the early part of this game, a goal here would bring it back to just 1 point.
Brilliant by Schultz there. We'd see there was an opening to get a turnover and he just took the chance. He just kept it straight back in there because he just knew that the Elliott was there. Good contested mark.
So Jamie Elliott's already kicked one tonight. 25 metres out, not much angle to speak of, and he kicks it truly. So Collingwood have kicked the last 3 goals in the latter stages of the opening term.
Yeah, turnovers have just really hurt Freo at the moment.
Wasn't a very good kick. The great mark from Tracy, and then just the kick inside had too much flight on it.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? There he is.
Well, he's had 4 touches.
And he's on
18.
18. Yeah, I'll take it. You only need 1 good quarter. No, that just... Yeah. Yeah, you can't... There's no fault of that. There's just a turnover.
Yeah, it's just a poor kick from Tracy. But, I mean, he's kicked 2 goals in the opening term. It's hard to say. Back in the middle we go. Darcy tap. Trying to get out of trouble there with Sullivan. Did it well. The kick wasn't so great. And Jordan Clark just takes a nice, strong mark. He's had a good start, Jordan Clark. Just goes a lateral pass here. So Fremantle just looking a lot, like you said, looking a lot better when they've got the movement with the footy. Just this slow approach just doesn't seem to work out for them. Goes with a long kick. 2-on-2 here. Makes it 2-on-3 with Darcy Moore.
Now they go.
They want to go with a slingshot here, the Pies. Crisps a short, kick to short, so about 10 metres. Umpire paid it, though. Gives off the handball to Dacos. This is his 5th touch of the game. Kicks a nice little kick on the 45, but Clark did really well in the air.
That's really poor by Collingwood. You can't let Jordan Clark take a mark there.
Jeez.
You really can't.
Nearly missed the kick there to Sarong. Did well to gather.
But at least he's looking in the middle there.
Low kick was nice. Hit up Johnson. They can go here, the Dockers. Short kick to Brayshaw. He gives off the handball back to Johnson. He ducks past one. Takes a bounce. He's about to get shut down. Shrugs off another one. Handball on the inside. Missed his target. Reed trying to gather. Up on the Swikowski. Missed that handball. And Fremantle just waste a crucial chance. Sullivan's kick enough to get to Crisp.
I don't know what Johnson really either had to lower his eyes and kick it into this. Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe just take it on himself.
I think he should have just done it himself.
Yeah.
The handball, and then the 2 crucial missed handballs. But now Macquarie did well, breaks away from Simpson, kick inside the forward 50 again for Membry, gets out the back, he gathers, tries to shrug off a tackle, did it well, Chapman.
Beautiful tackle.
With a minute left, Chapman, crucial goal-saving tackle.
If he gets through their Membry, it's a goal.
So with 30 seconds left, I think he'll go high and long. He does just that towards Frederick, brings it to ground, ricochets to him, Schultz with the steal, late chance here for the Pies, out the back, all on his own is Bobby Hill. And he's going to run away and blast it through. Collingwood take the lead for the first time.
Turnovers have absolutely killed Freo at the moment. And they don't deserve to be behind. Just another silly turnover. Yeah. Johnson
The thing is here, Fredericks probably just has to stay on the ground on that marking contest where Darcy's got his hands up on it. I just think that leaves Darcy to go up and then Frederick can rove on the ground. But I mean, again, he turns it over too, so not great. So Collingwood have kicked the last 4 goals after a hot start from Fremantle. And Lockie Schultz has caused the last 2 turnovers. He's done really well so far against the former side.
This season, he's definitely brought the experience that he had at Freo.
Yeah, he's definitely his best footy so far of his career has been at Fremantle, but so far this year has definitely been his best year for Collingwood. So tap down, Sarong trying to get it away. Sullivan locks him up. So playing a little bit more midfield time tonight. Lockie Sullivan with a couple of players rested. So this should be the quarter-time scoreline. Sullivan wrapped up. Ball spills out as the siren rings around Optus Stadium. After a hot start for the Dockers, it was all Collingwood in the second half of it. And at quarter-time, they led it by 5 points in a high-scoring affair. Collingwood lead at 5-2-32 to Fremantle 4-3-27. All right.
Nice.
All right.
This is on 21. He shouldn't be.
Oh, wrong one. Which one is it? That one. All right, let's look at the stats, guys. So looking at it, at quarter time, Jordan Clark leads all comers on the AFL fantasy front with 42, as you would be loving seeing that. Jack Crisp with 38. Jamie Elliott with the 31. Caleb Sarong with 29. 27 to Tracy. 27 to Howe. Where's Nick Dacos? 21. I mean, I'll take that, considering he's getting tagged. And on the disposals, Jordan Clark top for the Dockers with the 11. 10 to Jack Crisp, 8 to Sarong, Brayshaw and Bolton, and 6 to Howe. Good. Nice. Collingwood takes the lead. Yeah. Now they've had a good. They had a poor start. They were very, very fumbly, but after about the 15-minute mark of the quarter, they really came back into it. Why is the Bulldogs one just off on the fucking stream? That's so annoying. Oh, the M&D beanies are out. I forgot to get one last week. $0.10, you fucking cheapskates, Coles. Give them more money than 10 cents per pork sale, you fucker. Fuck you, Curtis. You don't deserve that money. Okay, that was a bit rude. Nah, fuck Curtis. Dog. Give him 10 cents for your pork sales. And how much you giving to the fucking farmers? Probably 5 cents. Oh, way to go on a rant there, Dylan. Good job. Oh shit, you know that? At quarter time with the Josh Tracy head injury, they actually put a staple in it. Jack. Yeah, you see this? They fucking stapled his head.
Yeah, I said that before.
Oh, did you?
They were holding it. It was like they were stapled.
No, I didn't believe you. Why the fuck is Nick Kyrgios doing a fucking tour? Sorry, I'm just fucking all over the place. But Jesus Christ, you just scroll through Instagram, and he's making he's doing a tour of what? What is he bringing to the table? He's a tennis player. Is he playing? I don't think he's playing tennis. I have no clue what he's doing, but he's turned off the comments. That's really annoying. So players starting to move back into position for the second term. Of course, the big matchup in this game so far has been the Wagner up against Nick Dacos. It's been very interesting so far. Both players, so basically Wagner is not leaving Nick Dacos' side throughout the whole game, except when he goes into stoppage. When he goes into the centre bounce. That's when Brayshaw goes to him. But other than that, it is all Corey Wagner. I can tell you one thing. I would never go to a Nick Kyrgios live event. It's not even tennis. I think he's just doing like a live fucking... Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I don't even want to know what he's doing.
So the second term about to get underway. After a really good start for the Dockers, it was all Collingwood. Can Fremantle continue on? From the tap down, Sarong. Back to Bolton. He's had a decent start to this game. He feigns a handball. Has a few options. Decided just drives it inside the forward 50. Out the back is Frampton. Couldn't get there. Josh Dacos up against Dudley. Dacos did it well. How? Handball over the top. Not a great handball. Ooh. In fact, I think that should be deliberate, to be honest with you. No, should have been. Right oh, come on. He wasn't handball. I'm telling you right now, Jeremy Howe has the ability to hit that handball.
Yeah.
So just outside the Docker forward 50. So Bolton had a lot of touches so far, playing a lot of midfield time. Jackson with the tap. Brayshaw try to tap it towards Bolton. He tracks it down and sees it out again.
What do you think? It's the fact is that Bolton's playing a bit more midfield tonight with the fact is Young being injured and he's had enough time now to build up his endurance and...
I think you're probably right about the Young sort of thing, and also they got demolished last week, so I think they're trying to add something different.
And he will give you speed.
Yeah. Dacos just socking it out of midair. Membry tracks it down, got a handball away. Johnson trying to break the tackle, and Dacos just drives him into the turf.
And he didn't like that one.
So Cox didn't really appreciate that. Brennan Cox and Membry and Allen get involved as Nick Dacos just slowly walks away. Cameron with a tap. Chris breaking through. Good tackle from Sarong. Got to kick away just in time. Cox is there. So is Johnson. And back to Clark. Just looking for an option. Nice little edging kick and finds Ryan. So you can slowly see that Nick Dacos is starting to get into his work.
Yeah, well... But like we saw in the first quarter, Wagner's, I think, started on the bench and then went to him. That's...
Or Brayshaw went in well.
Yeah.
I think he's okay, Cameron.
Yeah, well, Wagner started on the bench and then went to Dacos 3 minutes into the quarter.
Yeah.
So, thought he'd get some touch, he'd get some more impact at the moment with Wagner off.
Schultz in and under. Johnson's there. Can't fish it out of there. Umpire pins him for it. I don't know. That was a bit unlucky.
I really don't know. Yeah.
I think fucking Cameron's playing for that, to be honest with you. I don't think he hit him.
Well, you never know these days. That could be, well, it was sloppy, insufficient. That's 2 weeks.
Long kick here from Johnson going backwards. Cameron. So good at that.
Yeah. Him and Gorn are the two best, I reckon, at doing it.
Yeah. So just goes a lateral kick here to Perryman. And he goes a long ball up the wing on the outer side. Oh, Hoskin Elliott went up very early and missed the footy completely.
Very unrealistic.
So Simpson drives it back inside that forward 50. Going up was Tracy again. Just couldn't grab it. Trying to get out of there. Was a Fremantle forward. I think it's Switkowski it is. And a ball up. Oh, he barely touched him. Fucking hell.
And Brayshaw actually did what they've been telling the players.
Yeah, you turn your body.
Yeah.
Coming through now. Amos did it well. Back to Frederick. Further back they go. Trying to find the free man. Sarong on the inside to Alex Pearce. Doesn't kick a lot of goals, Alex Pearce. Oh, what a kick from the captain. Had a tough week. Just blasted through the goal for 45.
What a goal from the captain. He just thought he would kick it in here. He picks it up. He just full ball. Just went. He's like, I'm doing this myself, guys.
I don't think Usain Bolt came off the mark that quick. Jesus Christ! Look at Pierce just bursting through.
Where is he?
Look at him where he starts. He sees it here. Bang.
He legit picks it up and he goes...
He's kicked that 3/4 of the way up the goalpost. He has blasted that through there, Alex Pearce. Good give from Sarong too.
Some reason that was somehow that's only his 7th. If he's only kicked 7 goals in his career, he's just absolutely nailed that foot.
Well, he kicked one last year against the Pies in that comeback draw. Maybe that will set up something. Cameron with the tap down. Dacos. Handball out the back towards Chris. Missed him. Sarong did well here. Clark to keep it in front of him. Oh, got a high one from side bottom. Not paid. In fact, it is now.
Yeah.
Clark's had a brilliant start to this game. Yeah, I mean, there's not much in it. It's just a high.
It was sort of like the one from Cameron 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. So now Ryan towards the 50. Good kick. Hits up Johnson. So just outside the forward 50. Goes with a weird kick.
Not a good kick.
He's trying to hit Tracy, but it's not the kick, that one.
It was the other player, but he just didn't read the cue. But that was, never the kick.
So now Quaynor goes up the wing. Did really well there. Johnson again. Fights back for it. Handball over the top. Frederick had an option on the outside. Just didn't hear the voice. Missed Brayshaw and now side bottom. Did he drag that in? No, he says no.
Yeah. That was an interesting one, that.
Had a handball on the outside. Just didn't notice it.
He turned at the wrong time and realized, and he only had Brayshaw to give it to.
Yeah. So right on 50. Cameron with the tap. Bolton tries to slap it to his own advantage, then missed the footy. Bad bounce. Oh, side bottom. Terrible handball. Don't see him turn it over too often. And now Brayshaw, top of the goal square once again for Reed. Couldn't get it. Now Tracy, like a rover. Handball on the outside. Amos trying to break away. Did okay. And now the snapping ball from Simpson. It's high. It's long. And it misses. Darcy Moore, just a little tap on it to get it out of bounds. So Alex Pearce, when he kicked that goal, kissed his armband for the late Cam McCarthy. From the tap down here, opportunity, and Frederick just...
That would have been the moment for Frederick. He just... I would have just tried to throw a boot at it. He might as well have, right?
Well, you'd think so, but no. So Nick Dacos took the footy there, but Josh Dacos, the older brother, says, I get these free disposals from the kick-in.
He just... I don't know. The first 5 minutes and... Wagner still hasn't gone to him in this quarter.
Goes to the very wide ball. Sharp. In fact, it's Johnson. Almost stole that. Crisp. Underground handball to Allen. Further on to Schultz. Tries to break the tackle. Cox spun him 360. And he's been rewarded, the umpire.
He should have been. Definitely there.
They've been a little bit hotter on that in the last... Every now and then they'll pay that when the player takes too long.
It seems like that's the rule of the week. It's going to be hot on holding the ball.
Yeah. So Cox, again, high long ball to the top of the goal square once again. Moore had hands on it, couldn't take it. Jackson wrapped up by a couple of pies. Ball up. Yeah, Nick Dacos has been running by himself so far in the second term. Not running by himself, but he definitely hasn't got that tight tag. Bolton trying to get it away. Cameron handballed it to a dangerous spot. Johnson blew a huge opportunity. Kicks it wide.
Another opportunity by Johnson there.
So a long kick out from Howe. Cameron went up, spoiled straight to Crisp. It's a good row from the consecutive games record holder. The kick up the wing was nice to Membry. He kicks a long ball into the 50 for Elliott to run onto. Can he get there? Up against Warner. Did really well, and Pierce just took him out.
It's just not the kick for an Elliott type of player.
Yeah, just had to hit him.
He's not.
If you're going for maybe a Bobby Hill, that would have been a good kick. But
he's not that sort of. He's not a running gut player.
He's almost a small tall, if you put it that way. Should have just kicked it to him.
He doesn't use his, he's got pace, but he doesn't have the pace of a Bobby Hill type.
So throws it in now. Cox tried to get a tap out the back. Side bottom. Gathered it well. Bolton wraps up an arm. Will he be rewarded here? He is. That was a bit unlucky. It was a good tackle, though. I think he got the free kick because of how good the tackle was. good game. Yeah, it's been a pretty good game so far.
You would have thought with the physicality of Sidebottom, he shrugged that tackle of Bolton.
Yeah, Bolton's a pretty good tackler, though. Obviously, grew that craft when he played up forward for a lot of years at the Tigers. So a long kick up the wing. Once again, a lot of long kicks. Hoping Howe jumped up for the leap and then just sported out of bounds. Just took all the theatre out of it.
It seems like that was the moment. But it was like, oh, no, that's not the car, so I'm not going to try to even attempt it.
Yeah, there's no car involved, so why the fuck would I go and potentially injure myself?
He didn't really get to sit either.
Yeah.
There wasn't a...
Darcy almost threw that away.
He did throw that away, actually.
Brayshaw, handball on the inside to Clark, further on to Ryan. Sullivan puts on the pressure, just shrugged off the tackle. Ryan went back into traffic, then got the handball out to Brayshaw. Kick on, did well to Bolton. Has a huge amount of space here. Just lathers up a bit of the crowd work, and eventually kick inside the forward 50 was almost perfect. Great work from Frampton just to get there, and Amos sees it out. Been pretty quiet so far, Jai Amos. Hasn't really seen it. Probably would have had less than 3 touches.
It's an interesting thought that Amos hasn't got into the game, and he needs to find some form.
Yeah, I think he kicked 2 last week in a very poor performance for Fremantle. So locked up inside the Docker forward 50. Darcy with the tap. Runs towards Dacos and Josh and runs out of bounds again. So for all the Dacos talk in that first term, like you said, Wagner's hardly seen him. So currently Nick Dacos on the bench, just getting a check from the physio. I think it's just a rub. Well, they're checking his hip, so I don't know if there's any sort of concern there. Cameron with the tap again. Johnson try to tap it out to Brayshaw. Breaks past the tackler. Kicks it towards goal. Oh, Andy Brayshaw. Such an underrated player, but he is all class.
That was beautiful. He just took that little bit of poise and just
stepped through with true brilliance. That was really well done from Andy Brayshaw. Just a shimmy around one.
No one marked him there.
Fremantle got a chance tonight. This isn't the Collingwood we've seen at the early part of the year.
Yeah, as I thought.
Well, they needed a response, and this guy of all people is heart and soul Fremantle.
I think Jack Crisp had him at the stoppage and just went for the ball and just didn't get near it. And on the other side was Brayshaw. He just strolled into goal.
Well, Wagner's back on the ground now, so we'll see if he does go to him. He is on the wing at this stage, but Nick Dacos seems to be still on the bench. Darcy tries to take it out of the ruck, did well. Front of stoppage, they can get to work. Johnson further on, just too much of a fired handball there to Bolton. He's given away the free. So a free kick will go to still side bottom. Yeah, that fired handball from Switkowski was just way too hot. So side bottom now. Defensive side of the centre square. Long kick. Cox should have marked it. That was Brennan Cox. Spills out the back here for Ryan. Further on to Chapman. Here comes the pressure from the Pies. Little basketball bounce from Elliott. Couldn't gather it. Ryan went to ground. Footy somehow in between his legs. And it's a ball up. I don't know how the hell that ball ended up there, but eventually it will go to the umpire. So Nick Dacos still grabbing at the almost a left buttock, if I'd say that. Maybe a bit of a corky. Wagner just jams it on the boot outside the defensive 50. Mason Cox stood under it, couldn't mark it. Frampton's handball right into danger here. Murphy Reid try to get it on. Switkowski on the outside to Johnson. Inboard to Chapman. They're trying to work it through hands here. Fremantle, Clark, and now Bolton. Inside kick finds Simpson. They know they need to. Even the Fremantle crowd are urging them to go. They look a lot better when they've got the speed of ball movement. So Simpson, he hit the kick, but fuck me, it seemed a little air of danger. So short kick there from Wagner. Switkowski works it back out to Wagner. Well, Wagner just having a little bit of a run with the ball at the moment. They'll lead up now. So now Johnson. Sends it into the pocket. Who's going to go? Tracy was there, spoiled down by Howe. Houston, hardly seen it since the opening 10 minutes. Slapped it out to Josh Dacos. He looks around him, realises there's no one around, so he just goes for a bit of a run. On to Lipinski, out to Crisp. Almost threw that forward and it runs out. So back in the ruck we go. Cox with the tap. Wagner just takes the contact, taken to the ground, and then it'll be a ball up. So Nick Dacos is about to make his way onto the ground, so not too many concerns. I'm sure if there was any real concern, they'd probably consider subbing him. Darcy with the tap again. Lipinski breaking through was Crisp. Just handballs forward, hoping for a pie. Eventually it ends up with the Fremantle. Shea Bolton, now Cox. Oh, stepped through a tackle, then turned it over. Holding the footies. What on there from Hill.
He second guessed it there, Brendan Cox, and that's when Bobby Hill took his chance.
The pressure is still there from Collingwood. It's just been a little bit of polish so far in this game. So now Hill, low ball inside 50, found himself all on his own, is Ned Long.
They were trying to gut space there, Freo. Ned Long just stood in the hole, and Bobby Hill was just...
I think they were expecting a long kick, but just Bobby Hill too good for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is here.
Yeah.
Who is that? Who's that on him? Shea Bowl. That's not good enough. That is really poor from Shea Bolton. Like, Long has not really done much there. There's been a lot of talk about Ned Long in the last few weeks, and he comes up with a goal here. Great finish. First goal of the night for him. Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean Matthew Pavlich saying is there a chance to get that on the boot? Yeah, I mean, after he stepped through a tackle, I think there would be a chance for him to get on the boot. Oh.
Yeah, that's a lot better there by Shea Bolton. He's just trailed back inside forward in offensive 50 like, oh, well, someone else will pick him up.
Yeah. Big goal for Collingwood. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I think Fremantle are really up for it tonight. Need to just stay in touch.
He's wagging it back on him.
So Darcy slapped into his own face, it looked like. Now Sarong, hard hit there from Schultz. And a ball up. So Nick Dacos has made his way back onto the ground. See if that matchup's been made. But it looks like Nick Dacos isn't at this stoppage. Darcy with the tap. Trying to fish it out. Did well. Sarong, too hot a handball. Schultz playing for the free and he's got it.
Jeez.
God, he played for it a lot, didn't he? And now Schultz, he'll drive it inside the forward 50 once again. One-on-one is Dacos!
That's free.
And he's been held. He'll get the free kick. So he's gone to full forward, Nick Dacos. An opportunity here to get Collingwood back in front. Yeah, like you said, he was I can't remember what you said.
He was let roam free for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 minutes.
He's only had 6 touches, Nick Dacos, but if he can go forward and he can have an impact, this would be big for the Pies. He comes in and he's snuck it home. Didn't look the greatest off the boot, but all that matters is the result. I'm going to take a fucking piss. You call for a minute. Oh, God, move. Oh, fuck.
It'll be interesting now. Dacos seems to be going forward for a bit with an injury. Wagner, well, he's been a defender all his career, so he should really have the ups here, but we'll see. Got 9.5 minutes left in the second quarter as the next bounce goes up. Mason Cox gets the tap somehow. Sullivan gets the clearance as he kicks it towards half forward. Get to about... Warner gets it to Clark. Clark on the wing. Does a small little kick to Brayshaw with a handball. As Chapman gives it to Dudley. Oh, misses the... But Dudley picks it up. Now's it forwards 50. As Voss picks it at mark. Plays on. Kicks it into... And he's straight to Quaynor. Did not think about that, did Patrick Voss?
So now, I'll take over. Quaynor has the footy in the defensive 50. Wasn't a great kick at all. I just came in to see that absolute fucking shit show. Did well to step past Frederick. Inside the middle of the ground, making some space. His Membry is a good grab. And off he goes. Has numbers out the back here. Great looking kick. Opportunity for Hill. Just has to take his composure and the kick is brilliant. Well, Nick Dacos up forward.
He did. Yeah, Brayshaw really needed to do a lot better there. But did he have a little bit of a limp after he marked that, did Dacos? Or was he trying to stop himself?
We'll wait and see after the kick, but he's already kicked one and one out, Nick Dacos. Maybe a new move for him. So he just kicked the goal, Nick Dacos. An opportunity here to get his second and kicked it poorly.
Yeah, the thing is, like, yes, they rested a few here, Collingwood, but they don't really want to use their sub too early tonight. You wouldn't have thought, so they're going to try and find something from Nick Dacos for a bit until they can really capitalise on it.
And look, a Dacos up forward isn't exactly the worst thing in the world.
Oh, well, no, of course not.
So Cox gets the free. This is Brennan. Kick over the top. So now Fremantle can get to work. Long kick. Nice option to find Patrick Voss. Forward side of the wing on the outer side. Voss doesn't really know what to do with it, so he's just going to kick it long and high. Looking for maybe Tracy. Went up. Somehow at the back is Cameron. Tracy said he touched it. Probably did, but the umpire's already paid the mark. So now Dacos. Wide kick finds Quaynor at halfback. Still just over 7 minutes to go in this first half. Kick on the inside finds Frampton. And he wants to go with the switch. Long kick, not a great option. In between two players and he missed it. Now Jordan Clark, great tackle! Great pressure and got rewarded. He's had a really good game so far, Jordan Clark.
Shouldn't that be 50, seriously? Like,
it should be 50.
He's either on the mark or he's already been played on. That should have been 100% 50 against Darcy Moore.
So now Clark, after looking at a couple of options, he points at the goal.
He hasn't had the best quarter. He wasn't as good as he was in the first quarter, but
yeah, he had 11 in the first. He had 11 in the first term. Only had the 4 touches in the second term, but a goal would make up for a lot. From just outside 50, runs a bit of an arc. Jordan Clark. It's going to swing long, not to the goal line, but Voss almost grabbed it. Play on. Held up by Houston. Kicked it almost into his own head. Now Hoskin Elliott tried to dodge past the tackler by Tracy. And a good tackle. Probably the best tackling key forward in the game, Josh Tracy. He doesn't miss many tackles. So back in the ruck. Darcy tap. Dacos handballed away towards Allen. Just tapped it on. Warner should get there first. Up against McQuarrie. Trying to get it out of there. Turned it over. Allen to Sullivan. Kick over the top. Centimetre perfect to Elliott. Couldn't mark it though. Put under pressure by his own man, McQuarrie. Great pickup. Handball on the inside to Schultz. Simpson locks him up. Allen did well. Elliott on the outside of McQuarrie. Long kick towards Nick Dacos in a one-on-one. He's been so good up there so far.
I think, yeah, he does have a slight injury, you can tell.
Yeah, he's pulling up a bit, but
yeah.
He has been able to break away from Warner with absolute ease in this second term
Well,
in the forward line.
It's surprising since the fact is that Warner is a defender.
A Wagner, yeah.
Wagner, sorry, yeah.
So now Dacos from outside 50 just sets it up. 2 on 3. Fremantle have the numbers. Ryan brought it to ground. Lipinski wrapped up by Dudley. And a ball up. You can definitely see there's something hampering him.
Yeah.
I think it is just a corky, but
Well, he's just,
yeah, no, definitely. He's limping in the goal square.
yeah, I think it'd be a pretty bad call.
So no one in the ruck other than Membry. Handball missed Bobby Hill. Spills to Perryman out the back. Membry, top of the goal square again. Touched. Cox wrapped up. This is Brennan Cox and a ball up.
Do you think Members should just grab that out of the ruck and then just had to take the shot?
Well, you would have thought, but and then his handball missed Bobby Hill. He was tucked up in the pocket. That would have been his shot, his sort of goal. From the tap down, Perryman handball to the voice of Lipinski. Stepped out of a tackle, snapped it towards goal. On the goal line is Warner.
They're not gonna. I thought they were gonna review that. That was definitely marked by about a metre inside slide.
Yeah, Nick Dacos has been pretty good so far. Definitely got an injury though. So he goes for the long kick to a 2-on-1. Josh Tracy just too good.
He just out-muscled in there.
So he plays on, goes with a long kick. 1-2, great grab. 2 really good contested marks from the Freo Keys.
Oh, well, tonight could Dacos get his first contested mark?
He may. That'd be insane. Short kick to Sharp, wasn't paid to 15, so goes back to Amos, trying to get back into his left boot, gives it back to Sharp, from outside 50, Jeremy Sharp, fires it long and kicks it through. Well, they almost made the best of it there, Freo, but it ends up a goal.
He's done that so many times in this season, Jeremy Sharp. Most of the time he's actually missed, so he finally nails it, and yeah, it was all about them getting a couple contested marks here.
A couple of really good marks from their keys. Like 1-on-1, Josh Tracy is probably the best key forward. I would say one of the best key forwards in the game. And I really like Josh Tracy. I think he's one of my more favourite players outside of like the Sydney Swans. I love watching him play. He always competes. There's a reason why like last week was such a shock that he didn't get a goal, because he's such a competitor.
Yeah.
So back to a lead for Freo. They lead by 2 points. 4 minutes still left in the opening half.
Well, it looks like they've given up the Wagner tag if Nick Dacos is not going to be in the midfield.
Yeah. So from this clearance is McQuarrie. Goes long with the kick. Clark was there. Brought it to ground. Numbers here with Freo. Chapman with the fumble. Membry. Handball on the outside of Jack Crisp. He ducks past one. He's all class, Jack Crisp. He may have missed last week, but who cares about that? Great finish there.
Yeah, it's
a bit of a high-scoring shootout so far.
Yeah, so it looks like Jordan Clark gone to Nick Dacos when he's gone forward at the moment.
Yeah, Wagner was standing with Long at that stoppage.
Yeah.
He's had a good game so far, Jack Crisp. That's a great kick.
I think last week, he was just that bit far out that he had to really put it through.
Like, yeah, he tried to almost kick the skin off it. It was just so... He wasn't... Like, he was just outside 50, but late in the game, obviously. Tired legs, hard to kick that one. So back in the middle we go. Collingwood with a quick reply. Johnson just takes the contact from Long and it's a ball up. Johnson seemed to have had a lot of touches so far, but he's butchered the footy.
That's high.
Jackson almost gave away the high one, now breaks away. Caught by the Dax, but got the handball away. Switkowski inside the forward 50. Great mark from Frampton. Been an interesting matchup, that one. Frampton's little kick was nice. Hits up Perryman. So basically what they've done here is they've made Nick Dacos stay no longer than 30 out from goal, basically.
Yeah.
Keep that, the field long. Just stretch the defence here of Fremantle so they can't put 2-on-1. So now Moore goes with a long kick. Membry's there. So is Cameron. Had a high one, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's paid it. So Darcy Cameron has it. Had a slow start, but since probably the 15-minute mark of the game, he's been really good. Interesting, since he's basically been the sole ruck. Short kick to Dacos. That's Josh, not paid the 15, so he just wheels around and goes long. Pearce was there, couldn't take the mark. Mason Cox on the up to Long. About to get dragged down, broke the tackle. Did it well. Now Membry was tackled, got the kick away just in time, going back with the flight. Warner should have got a free kick.
Surely that's a marking infringement.
Oh, they paid a dangerous tackle going to Freo's way.
Jeez. I think they felt sorry for it. They were like, oh, fuck, we missed that one. That's not a dangerous tackle.
Yeah, that's not a dangerous tackle anyway.
Not a dangerous tackle.
The controlling umpire didn't even pay it.
That's probably why. They're like, oh, we're going to give him a free here.
So now Ryan, cross goal with the kick, finds Alex Pearce.
Ugh.
Short kick. Oh, geez, only just made it there to Simpson. So 2 minutes left in this first half. Freo down by 4 points. They've probably been the better side, but Collingwood just been able to come up with the goods when they need it most. Great mark from Amos out on the wing.
So what do you have to do? Just get back to some bit of confidence. Just take some good marks.
Goes back to Simpson, but this isn't really going to take them anywhere here, Freo. This slow approaching game is what has killed them so far this year.
Do you think they're just going to try and take a 4-point deficit in the half time?
Maybe, but I mean, this is what they did in the opening term, and they conceded a goal. It was a good kick. Well, that should be 50.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now Wagner gets escorted into the middle of the ground. Watching from Tennant Creek. Where's that? So now Wagner sets it up. Looking for potentially Tracy or Voss spoiled down.
Oh.
Great robe from Tracy. Out to Amos on the right boot. It goes high. It will get to the line and stopped by Josh
I don't know
Dacos.
why Tracy just didn't just kick the ball. He had all the space in the world.
The kick just out of the way and eventually runs out. Don't know why TV reception died tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, man. That sucks. But your YouTube works? That's weird. That is not a fucking dangerous tackle. What the fuck was that? Oh. I mean, he did lock the arms, but I don't think it is. Jackson takes it out of the ruck. Wrapped up. Crisp did well. So a minute left in this first half.
Well, Nick Dacos is back there in the midfield there.
Yeah, he's come up. Cameron trying to take it out of the ruck. Spills to Sullivan. Handball out just in time to Crisp. He spilled it. Didn't really get tackled though. Kick on the right boot. Bouncing ball down the wing. Ryan ducked and weaved and got the kick away. Great mark going back with the flight. Taken by Sullivan. Your stream is awesome. Oh, cheers, man. Appreciate your work there, Jason. So Sullivan just going to drive a long ball high up the wing. Looking for Membry or Cox. Hands on it. Spills to ground. Now Chapman ducked out of a tackle, but not the second one. An advantage taken here by the Pies. Maybe a late chance. Crisp takes it well. He runs to 50. Handball to Elliott. He'll snap it through. Jamie Elliott won't miss that one.
Ooh. He did get it, yeah. That was... With 30 seconds left, that should never have happened there.
They have conceded 2 goals this game in the last 30 seconds. One in the first quarter, that one in the second. And it's another turnover too. Oh, it's fucking...
Chapman shouldn't...
Chapman, just fucking get rid of it.
Yeah,
Or
he
at
had
least
Pierce
handball.
right there. He had Pierce right there.
Yeah, I think they're both... A couple of them are pretty pissed off too.
He had...
You like our Thursday live streams? Yeah, I like doing it on Thursdays. If I have to do stuff on the weekend or the review or whatever. You know, just try to do it on a Thursday just to start the week. So 14 seconds left. Collingwood lead by 10 points now. Cameron with the tap. Brayshaw should get there first. Back to Bolton. Maybe a late chance here for the Dockers. Long ball. Can Tracy get his hands on it? He did. Handball quick to Johnson to Switkowski. 3-2-1. Terrible kick from Switkowski. Should have gone for goal. As the siren sounds, Fremantle miss a crucial chance and the fight goes on.
Jordan Clark, yeah. Not surprised by Freo's.
Jordan Clark and Nick Dacos in a bit of a scuffle. And the umpire just says, let's split it up, boys.
So many opportunities Freo have squandered it in this first half. They should be up.
Well, they conceded 2 goals then off in the last 30 seconds of a quarter. Those are coach killers.
Yeah.
Well, that is your halftime scoreline. Collingwood, despite probably being the worst of the two sides, they lead it at the main break by 10 points. 9-3, 57 the Collingwood Footy Club. Fremantle, 7-5, 47. All right, guys, we'll be back in about 20 minutes or so with the second half. G'day, guys. Welcome back to a new episode of the Boundary Riders podcast, episode 112. And, of course, we have a lot to talk about today. We do have a bit of an update coming forward about injury reporting in the AFL. We'll be taking a look at Willie Rioli and a little bit of situation brewing around him. The new AFL 26 game, I want to give you guys my thoughts about it. The preview to round 9, the review of AFL Fantasy in round 8, of course, so much more. So let's get into the intro and get straight into it. Welcome to the Boundary Riders podcast, your one-stop shop for all your AFL content needs.
He looks at his options, and Jack Ginnivan says, boys, you brought me to the club to do justice!
But this guy has flog written all over him.
From a tap down, Reed sprints away from Petrarca, leaves him in his wake, takes a second bounce, takes a third. The sheer arrogance of Harley Reid. Finish the job, young man!
So let's get into the footy news from the week that was. So guys, as you can tell, my brother isn't here today. He, like I get to a little bit later in the AFL Fantasy, he's dropped off that much that I've just kicked him out. He's doing terrible, and I'm pretty disappointed to even name him as my younger brother. But in all honesty, he's obviously just away this week because of work commitments. But thought I'd jump in today, do the solo pod as I have done quite a lot every now and then, I guess. I do enjoy when he is here, but doesn't mind it, just me and you guys. So I want to get into the injury update. So first of all, AFL have came out today and said that they have given a sternly worded memo to the clubs around the league about requirements. They do need to give an up-to-date and transparent injury list when posting. So this is coming out from Mitch Cleary just before the injury lists were revealed by AFL clubs at 5 p.m. today. And very interestingly, Geelong have listed out a huge injury list. Of course, most people would know that Geelong are the club that are very shady regarding their injury list. Did think it was very interesting that Tanner Bruin was on there. I don't think he's been on there before today. Obviously, a lot going on around him. I don't know the full story, so I'm not going to even speculate on it. But it's very interesting that Geelong all of a sudden released a very interesting, very well-documented injury list that's got a lot of it regarding most of it is talking about how many weeks they've got off. So very interesting. I don't think many other clubs were doing it, or it wasn't even well documented. But very interesting. The AFL have come out and said that. I didn't necessarily think it was actually going to happen. I didn't think it was really necessary, in my opinion. But I don't even know why Geelong really care, really. I don't think they've been that successful for the last, 10, 15 years because of it. So I don't really know why they're so secretive of their injury list. But, I guess do what you want, but now you can't really do that. So, that's interesting. So I do want to take a couple of injuries that came over the week and some interesting news. Miller Bergman, unfortunately, for North Melbourne, has done his ACL, so he's going to be missing the rest of the season. Travis Boak does seem that he will return for Port Adelaide this week in the showdown, or at least he's a test at this stage. I think they do need him back for a little bit of extra leadership on the team, so we'll see how that plays out. For the Crows, Matt Crouch continues to recover from a hip concern. However, he's expected to miss up to 4 to 6 weeks, so that's a little bit unfortunate there for the Crows, but I'm pretty sure they'll find a younger guy to run through there. I'm a little bit surprised, to be honest, that Matt Crouch is still in the team. Not that he's playing exactly that bad, but I think that nowadays, I think you can probably chuck a younger guy through there at the moment. Fremantle have confirmed that Hayden Young could miss up to 3 months after undergoing hamstring surgery today. So really unfortunate there for the Dockers. Of course, got injured in that terrible loss against St Kilda last week. And he was such an important player for them last year when they were up the top of the ladder. So really bad news there for the Dockers. But a little bit better news is the fact that Nathan O'Driscoll is a test and hopefully will return for the Dockers this week against the Pies. And Collingwood have also confirmed that they're going to be resting a bunch of players over the week or over this week because of a 5-day break against Fremantle. I don't think they've confirmed exactly who it's going to be at this stage. However, they are expecting to rest quite a few players. I think it's either 4 or 5. I'll quickly confirm that. It is 5 at the moment. So Craig McRae has confirmed that, or maybe he has confirmed it. Well, he said that 5 could be rested. However, the 4 that have been confirmed at this stage are Jordan De Goey, Pendlebury, Myercheck, and Maynard will not play against the Dockers. So my brother, when we get to the tips a little bit later, he did tip Collingwood originally. He has changed his tip to Fremantle because of this, but I'm still keeping on Collingwood. I don't trust Fremantle even with these losses out. So interested, there will be a couple of kids that have been playing quite well in the VFL that will take over, but at this stage, that's pretty much what we're looking at for the injury updates, the major ones. Also, Matthias Filippo missed last week because he got a corky in training. He was expected to return after a long injury layoff. He is a test for this week for Saints fans out there. But let's move to the Willie Rioli situation because very interesting incident happened over the weekend. He was he was in Ballarat, of course, playing for the Power, and they got smashed by the Bulldogs. He came out and on an Instagram post saying Willie Rioli is pretty frustrated with how the clip came out that Dale swung first and Rioli hit later, and the only thing that was caught was Rioli's hit. It does say that Rioli directed a message to teammates of Dale with words to the effect of, "I have a lot of friends up in the NT. He should be careful of leaving the hotel in Darwin next week," which is the polite response from, I think it was Sam Edmund who posted this, but that's not on. What is he doing? I don't mind banter. I don't mind go fuck yourself, swearing, giving the finger. That's all fine. Like, whatever. I don't think that's a big deal. But you can't threaten someone with, getting beaten up or whatever he was threatening here, Rioli. And the fact that the AFL haven't even come out and said anything regarding this is ridiculous. Now, Tim Watson on SEN made a decent point. I think it's very well structured. I'm staggered that the AFL has not punished him. If you flip the bird, you're getting a $1,000 fine. No penalty has gone to Rioli, which is ridiculous. And I don't like to people saying, "Oh, it's because of his race." They want to protect him because of that. Because I just hate those sort of arguments coming into it. But I totally understand where people would be coming from, bringing up that point. And I don't think that's the case. I think the fact that he's said that, threatened a player, or has told his teammates, Bailey Dale, that he's threatened a player is ridiculous. If that is true, if it's not, then by all means, and forget what I'm saying, false reporting should be fucking struck down. But the fact that Rioli hasn't come out and said anything against it makes me believe that this did happen. And just to threaten someone over a game of footy like that, obviously the Bulldogs are going up to the NT to play the Gold Coast this week. I don't like that look at all, and I think it should be struck out. It should be punished because that shouldn't be allowed in the game, to be threatening people like that. And I know I've said it quite a few times on the episode, on podcasts in the past, that I don't like the role model aspect of the AFL, because I think a lot of the time people use that as a crutch for players just being themselves. But this is not. This is a role model thing. Like, you can't be saying that sort of stuff and throwing those sort of insults. Well, not even insults, just threats, basically. You can't do that, and that's really crappy. And Port Adelaide, I would be interested to see if they have punished him even silently, have told it, or at least had a talk to him. I know they did a couple of weeks, was it last week or a week ago, regarding his social media. It was a couple of weeks ago after Gather Round against Hawthorn, that's right. They did talk to him in closed doors saying he shouldn't have posted about it, but in that one, I do tend to understand where Willie was coming from regarding the Hawthorn situation because of how his family was treated. Whether you believe it or not, the way he says it, the way he has framed it, he does seem that he has a very big problem with the Hawthorn Football Club and how his family was treated, and that's by all means his own opinion and his own thoughts. Probably shouldn't have posted it on social media, and probably should just stay away from it, if I'm being honest. I think AFL players should obviously have access to social media. That's ridiculous if you think otherwise. But they should also be realising that they are in front of a big audience, no matter who they are. And journalists nowadays will be stalking them by any needs necessary to find a story, because a lot of people may have not. I mean, I don't know if a lot of people have brought this up. Probably a few. But the recent surge in TV shows and news stories regarding footy now has been amplified, especially this year with Channel 7 growing their football programs. They've got I think a show nearly every single night. Kane Corns is obviously the mainstay of it. We've seen the Harry Sheasel talk regarding Kane Corns, and I haven't really liked that either. I don't think that he's been stat padding, so to speak, but I think that people are going to get worn out by it. And the thing is that they're going to be finding stories that don't need to be talked about, like looking at social media and stuff and finding things that just aren't newsworthy whatsoever. Alex Pearce a couple of days ago got caught liking a post that was in favour of, well, it was pretty anti-Semitism. It was a lot of anti-Semitism regarding it, or people thought that. I don't think he should have liked the post. I did go and see it. It wasn't great. It's pretty divisive. I know I don't know anything about the war in Palestine, by the way. So if you're looking for an in-depth analysis on it, you're in the wrong place. But I don't think he should have liked it, and I don't really think it's the right thing to do or right thing to support. However, I don't like the fact that journalists are literally they're like policing people's likes on social media. I don't like the precedent it sends, and we've already seen it in recent years when players just like trade rumours, and sometimes they become true, but does it really matter? I mean, does it really affect people that much? I don't think it does, and I think it's setting a bad precedent going forward regarding the media in this the AFL media, how it's growing, and I don't like how the main source of views now, especially in the AFL media space, is from rage bait or trying to say the most outlandish statement. I mean, I guess that's just media in general, the mainstream I'm talking about, not so much lower creators or whatever you want to call them. But that's the way they get views now, and it's getting a bit ridiculous. I think the Harry Sheasel one I bring up because I think it is ridiculous to say he's stat padding just because he doesn't get the same amount of score involvements that another player does. I personally don't like where Harry Sheasel's playing right now, but I don't think by any means he's stat padding. I don't think he's running around looking for easy handballs and easy kicks and stuff. I think he should be used up the ground, more utilised up there, but also I do think that North Melbourne do need a good distributor in that half-back role, and at the moment it doesn't really seem like Caleb Daniel has been doing that to full effect. So I think that a lot of you will find a statistic and then you can make an outlandish claim regarding that statistic to make your point a lot more amplified, if that makes any sort of sense. But overall on the Willie Rioli stuff, I think it's ridiculous that he hasn't been sanctioned by the AFL if it's true. And I guess I'll just leave it there for now. But moving on from that, I did want to take a look at the AFL game. The AFL 26 game. Now, I'm going to get into my thoughts in a minute, but I did want to talk about the few features and stuff regarding the game itself coming on May the 8th. So the game releases in a couple of days when I'm recording, and when I'm recording, and tomorrow it'll be coming out, so the podcast, 2 days. So career mode in AFL 26 is getting a big upgrade. You can see on the screenshots that they've released, if you haven't seen it, just go look at I think it's on the AFL Instagram or whatever it is. They've released a bunch of statistics regarding the game. It does look quite clean. I did get the AFL 23 game, and we'll get into my thoughts about that in a minute. But I did want to take a look at the ratings regarding the game. The top 7 players will be Patrick Cripps at 94. He is the highest rated player. Nick Dacos is at 93, along with Marcus Bontempelli. 92 is Lachie Neale, Zach Butters, Jeremy Cameron and Isaac Heaney. And other players include at 91, Jesse Hogan, along with Charlie Curnow, Caleb Sarong, Max Gawn, Chad Warner, Errol Goulden, Christian Petrarca, Sam Taylor, Toby Green as well. And then for the Crow, and then at 90, we've got Jordan Dawson, Tom Stewart, Zach Merritt, Max Holmes, Harry Sheasel, Tom Green, Harris Andrews, Andrew Brayshaw, and Noah Anderson. So good players there. Don't think there's many issues with that. From my understanding, the players are lower rated than what they were last time. I think I'm not too sure if that's exactly right, but I would like to see it's a little bit better on the rating system rather than giving everyone I think they're giving shit players that no one's ever played a game rated 80, and it's bro, what the fuck are you giving them 80 for? The rating system has no meaning, especially when they were showing teams like West Coast were 89 rated and the best team was like 94. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? But anyway, that's not my gripe with the game coming forward. So finally, I want to take a look at some other statistics, the highest rated players going into the game on different sort of stats. On tackling, for some reason, Patrick Cripps has got the highest statistic in tackling, even though I've barely seen him lay a tackle in his fucking life. I mean, that's a little bit facetious. That's not true. But, like, why has he got the highest tackling stat? It doesn't make sense. Anyway, Jack Viney, second. Marcus Bontempelli, third. Tom Green, fourth. Josh Dunkley, fifth. Who should be number one, by the way. Matt Rowell, six. Jack Steele, seven. Another one who should be higher. Jordan Dawson, 8. Ollie Wines, weird one, 9. And James Rowbottom, the highest tackler last year, is in 10th. Like, whatever. Anyway. Set shots, Josh Tracy at 1. That's a good decision. Jesse Hogan at pick 2. Probably should have been pick 1, but still okay. Charlie Curnow at 3. Ben King at 4. Depends on how he's playing. Jeremy Cameron at 5. Sam Darcy at 6. Joel Amati at 7. Taylor Walker at 8. Jake Waterman at 9. Nick Larkey at 10. Well, that should be a lot higher than that, I would say anyway. Marking, Jeremy Cameron weirdly at 1. Harry Mackay at 2. Jeremy McGovern at 3. Jacob Wiedering at 4. Jake Lever at 5. Harry Himmelberg at 6, Nick Vlosten 7, Tom Stewart should be higher at 8, Sam Taylor should be higher at 9, and Harris Andrews should be higher at 10. So why is Jeremy Cameron the highest marker? That's a weird decision. Physicality, Jesse Hogan at 1, Curnow, Andrews, Sam Darcy, weird one to be at 4th. Never seen him really being a one-on-one. I mean, he's much more of a leaping mark in my opinion, but anyway, I guess he is a little bit tough, but I don't know if he's the 4th toughest in the game, 4th best physical player in the game. Tracy at 5. What the fuck are they glazing Cripps for? Why the hell is he at 6? Oh, God, anyway. 7, bro, this will fucking shock your mind. Marcus Bontempelli at 7, that's fine. Tom Green, 8. Jack Lukosius at 9. What the fuck was that? Who the hell? Jack Lukosius at 9. That's ridiculous. Anyway, speed. Sam Switkowski, a weird one at number 1. I'll be interested to see if they actually reveal how they've made these statistics. But Sam Switkowski, I mean, he's a good player. I like Sam Switkowski, but weird to be at number 1. Tyson Stengel at 2. Weird one again. 3 is Brent Daniels. 4, Bailey Banfield. Okay. This is speed, by the way. Like, where the fuck's Darcy Jones? He should be on this list. Ben Ainsworth at 5. Lockie Schultz at 6. Definitely not on his last year's form, but anyway. Zach Guthrie at 7. Zach Williams at 8. Cal Archie at 9. And Dylan Moore at 10. Weird. And then finally hit-outs. Maybe we'll get this one right. Max Gawn 1. Tristan Cherry 2. Oscar McInerney 3. Rowan Marshall 4. Brody Grundy 5. Nankervis 6. Meek 7. Witts 8. Darcy 9. English 10. I don't really have many issues with that. So that's all some of the big statistics coming into the game. But now to the big reason why I bring up AFL 26, which of course brings us to our fan favourite segment. The Flog of the Week is back. The studio who is running AFL 26 is of course Big Ant Studios. They will be receiving the Flog of the Week nomination this week. Now, I have to bring up this first because people get angry if you don't, but I do believe this. First of all, I hope this game is really good. I really do. I want to play an AFL game that is good. AFL 23 was not, which we'll get to in a moment, but AFL 26, I want it to be a good game. I want to have a game to play that I have I have nostalgic memories of the AFL games back in 2006, 2007 that I used to play. I used to thrash out those games playing the coaching mode, whatever it was called, and you could just coach up your team forever. I was the Sydney Swans and used to trade in players that were like really good. I used to remember changing the squads around just to have the players that were playing for Sydney currently at the time and just playing that forever. I love those games. But we haven't had a good one in a while. And with AFL 23, oh boy, was that a letdown. So I just want a good AFL sports game. Now, I also get the AFL as a whole is to base a game on the AFL sport is difficult. It's such a unique sport. There's no reference point that Big Ant Studios can really use for an AFL game from like a big American studio like EA or 2K or something like that. They have to use, they have to work on the game for themselves. There's no other reference point. And alrighty guys, let's get ready for the third quarter. It just started right now, so that was perfect timing from me. I know, I'm insane. So free kick coming from the stoppage here to Andy Brayshaw. Gives off the handball at the back. Clark. He'll drive it inside the forward 50 once again. It's a high ball. Who's going to go up? Frampton had hands on it. Couldn't claim it. Cameron turned it over. Tracy. Good hands. Handball wasn't the greatest. Perryman. Moore. At the back to Howe. He'll clear out wide for side bottom. It's a great kick. Idol has to be Nick Dacos. He is my idol, even though I'm a Swan supporter. Long kick up. Nice grab there from Cameron. It's been so good with his contested marking so far this year. Goes with the kick inside to Frampton. So he points long. He's going to go up the wing. High ball. Pushed underneath it there. Wasn't paid for Fremantle, but now they go. Brayshaw, handball on the outside to Johnson. He's got Bolton. Decides to keep on going. Well, put himself under a lot of pressure. They've almost mucked this up. So Wachowski was smart to tap it on to Johnson, who breaks 50 and kicks to the left.
Another miss by Johnson.
I don't know why he waited. He needed to give it to. He either needed to give it to Bolton or he needed to just kick it. Except he waited for the pressure and then it just built up too much.
Yeah, he's had that tendency of not being composed at certain points.
Yeah. That's right. The Swans winning this week? God, I hope so. I've tipped them, but it's going to be an interesting game. Cox gives it up to Macquarie. Burns off Clark. The kick inside wasn't the greatest. On the bounce, Sullivan has a handball option. Eventually gives it off long. Back to Sullivan. The mature recruits combined. Wasn't the greatest kick. Chris taps it onto his own advantage. Then goes to ground. Soccer on the outside. Macquarie can't pick it up. Clark did well. Handball wasn't the greatest. Had to make Ryan track it down. Dodges one way. Handball's back in the defensive goal square. Cox is gone. Just got rid of it. Now Chapman got the kick high. Just outside the defensive 50. Gonna have to go as Jackson. Spoiled down by Moore. Great gather from Hill. Snaps it on goal. Oh, you know he's gonna finish that.
Once he picked it up, and he had to be quick, and you always knew that he was going to be once he got the ball. Yeah, it's just a step above at the moment, Collingwood.
Well, it's early in the second half, but Collingwood get the first goal of it. And that was a great finish. They just put themselves under pressure here, Fremantle.
Like, the handball by Clark really didn't have to go that way. He really should have given that to Alex Pearce, who's next to him, and not go backwards. Because that had just invited the pressure because he missed the handball. And
Chapman, he's probably in between two minds. Maybe stay in the goal square or go to Hill, and then Hill. Probably the
I think he had the right option, but yeah, once he was in no man's land, and once he decided, well, he was in front of me, he's screwed.
So Collingwood, a little bit of danger signs now. They're led by 15. Darcy with the tap. Ricochets off of a couple of toes and eventually socketed forward by Cameron. Cox couldn't get there. Pearce was there. Free kick's been called out Freo's way. It's going to be going to Jordan Clark
against Nick Dacos.
So it looks like maybe Clark has taken that role on him now. Clark has been pretty good tonight. Short kick. Hits up Brayshaw. Got a couple of options. Just chooses to fan it out wide to Chapman. Again, they're going to this slow football.
Just hasn't worked for him all night.
Chapman goes long. Looking towards the 50 there. Great mark from Jackson. He wants to go. Just doesn't have a lot of options. So he holds up. Short little kick inside 50 is wasted. Tracy who just throws his head up in the air. Knows that he had an opportunity there. Houston kick on the inside. To Macquarie. Further lateral to find Perryman. Looking for the lead up. Goes wide. Good kick to Membry.
Haven't really seen Membry tonight. He's one of the only Magpies who hasn't got into the game.
So, early stages, third quarter. Membry sends it long. Numbers everywhere with Freo. Eventually called into it as Warner.
He's looking in the middle, but there's not really a lot of options.
Ryan tells him to just switch the play. So he goes wide, finds Chapman. Further on to Clark. He takes the grab, looking over his shoulder. But again, they just get stalled. Justin Longmuir just bemused at the moment. The Fremantle fans are urging them to go. They're switched too slow, Freo.
It's just, yeah. It's just so stagnant. Just nothing. You're just inviting the Collingwood pressure.
No, they're about to put themselves under a bit of pressure. Just gives it off to Ryan. He's going to drive it high. Who's going to go for Freo? They have the numbers here. Cameron couldn't mark Tracy. Got rid of the handball. Switkowski dodged through the traffic. Handball off to Amos. That's better, Freo.
He's missed.
Oh, he's missed. Well, that's not too much better.
But it seemed like at that moment, it was like Luke Ryan gets the handball receive and he's like, bugger this, I'm going to just go long. It's like, there's just no structure or game plan at all.
So Dacos seems to have shaked off that injury from half-time. Kick up the wing, couldn't take the mark, was Hill, but he'll get there first. Great gather with the one hand. Eventually gives it off to Long, wasn't ready for it. Turned it over. Don't think that Long was just... didn't know what Bobby Hill was going to do. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. So Tracy has it on the wing.
Then do something. And he's just...
Probably wants to be at the end of this kick.
Exactly, that's the thing. That's what every Freo fan's wanting. So he should be on the end of this.
Did well, Amos. Got a high one there, Jackson.
Well, that's a win for Freo because they just got to structure it. This is, it's very frustrating for a Freo fan.
Yeah, just a Schofield on the bench here, or on the boundary line, just saying the fans aren't just booing. They're just like, they just want them to move. Bolton handball turned over, well done by Crispy, read it like a book. Kick up the wing. Great work there from Elliott. He wants to go. Opportunity to send this to a 20-point lead. It's a great looking kick. Bobby Hill takes the grab.
And he just takes 30 seconds there. And takes all the...
He'll take his full 30 here.
He's trying to take all the atmosphere out of the crowd.
So Bobby Hill, he's been really good tonight, as you would expect. Back in his home state. A little bit of talk through the year about potentially him moving back, but he's all Collingwood. He's Collingwood for life, baby! And that's a great finish!
Yeah, that's... The thing is, with the fast play that Freo had at the start of the game, it made Collingwood really struggle with their ball movement, and
they were nervous. They kept on turning it over. They kept on fumbling. But now they've just gone back to this slow play. And look, it works at times because Tracy is just so good in the air, and Amos is usually pretty good as well. But once that gets beaten and their smalls on the ground don't get the footy, they just get killed on the switch.
Yeah, switch, the turnover, they're just getting killed.
So 22 points the margin. 20 points the margin. That's not right. Yes, it is. I think that's right. Fucking hell. Bloody dumbing myself down. Tapped it forward here. The Pies. Yeah, there's 20 points. Good call, mate. Sharp. About to get shut down. Got the handball away just in time for Sarong to track it. Been pretty quiet since the opening term. Caleb Sarong gives it off to Wagner. Handball further on to Jackson. Maybe a little bit of chaos will get them to run the footy. Jackson to Wagner. About to get shut down. Got the kick away just in time. Chaos bounce. Dacos did well to smother it. Clark went down. Did well to take the contact. Ball spills. Now Dacos wrapped up by Darcy. And a ball up. So Darcy Cameron currently getting his head strapped at the moment. Subs still unused from either side. Oleg Markov and Neil Erasmus for either side. Darcy with the tap. Free kick's been ripped out. It's going to go Sarong's way. Sharp wanted to go, but umpire tells him to come back.
Well, this is their chance here, Freo, because when he's been off, as you saw in the first quarter, and not in the ruck, that's when Freo really got to get going.
So Warner works it wide to Simpson. Goes into the pocket for Frederick. Not a great kick. Just put behind him and Perryman easy as you like.
Just
Gotta be a tough being a Freo fan. Fuck me.
Jesus.
So he goes with a high kick up the wing. It's not a very good kick there, Perryman. It was just stay in bounds. And thumped out of bounds and eventually. To be honest, I think Frederick probably is leading way too wide. He's going to be like on the boundary line. I mean, he has to make that almost inch perfect there, Simpson, to make that kick. I don't know. Anyway, just shoves him out of the way there, Darcy. Dribbling ball inside the forward 50 for Tracy. He gathered it well. Went one way. Got the handball just in time. Now Moore. Allen. They do it again. Collingwood just repel any sort of forward thrust from the Dockers. Darcy tries to get there. Pearce went to ground. And away they go again. McQuarrie ducks away from Johnson just in time. Got the handball clear. Membry. Great pressure from Ryan on the fall. Maybe that will get them to rise.
The pressure's definitely built in the last 2 or 3 minutes here from Freo.
Wagner, short kick over the top. Sarong wants to go. Looking at the opposite side. Eventually just drives it long. 3-on-2, Fremantle's way. All of them hit the ground. Houston, Frampton, Quaynor missed. Easy for Perryman. Kick on through the middle of the ground and they'll go on the counter. Schultz onto the runner in Crisp. Sends it inside the forward 50. Little pocket of space for Elliott. Here's Bobby Hill. Handball over to Membry. Pressure with Clark. Kidwell. Chapman. They live to see another day of the Dockers.
Nearly called game if he kicks that.
Simpson over the top. And now Ryan. Further on to Frederick. Well, they get away with one there, the Dockers. Absolutely looked dead and buried.
But I like that play there before that. That was the turnover. They actually went in. That's 50.
Oh, that's 50. Sean Darcy currently on the bench on the bike. That's not great signs. They still have their sub up their sleeve. It may well be the right decision just to sub him out. So Ryan, Pearce, and back wide they go to Reed. Hardly seen it today, Murphy Reed. Hasn't been his day. As a young player, probably have a couple of those days early on in his career. Goes long to a 2-on-1. Did well there, Jackson. Couldn't take the grab, though. Dacos. Kick over the top was perfect. And now Membry. He wants to go. He has an option in the middle of the ground. All on his own. It's a great kick. Hits up Oscar Elliott. Got numbers everywhere. He just has to pick the perfect one. And Tim Membry on the end of it.
No. That was just not the kick from Murphy Reed. Like, he was trying to kick it to Jackson, but it was a 2-on-1. Like, what do you know, come on. And then just another turnover.
Collingwood have made them pay on turnover all night. As the better teams do in the competition. So just under 10 minutes to go in this third quarter. Collingwood a chance here to make it a game-high 26-point lead. So Tim Membry comes in. 45-degree angle, 30 metres out. Kicks to the right. That's a big miss. He usually dead straight, Tim Membry. So currently getting his calf checked here, Sean Darcy. So Clark, short and wide, finds Ryan. Again, they're just locked into this side of the ground.
He's trying to get into the corridor, but he just can't.
So he thought he'd turn it over instead. Went for the Hollywood kick almost. I just don't know what Ryan was thinking. I mean, I get you want to try and go through the middle of the ground, but you can't do that.
If it's not there, you don't do it.
Bobby Hill just sweats on that.
He's looking straight there the entire time. He telegraphed it. That's not a good... That's just not...
Yeah, Justin Longmuir knows that was fucking a dreadful option.
He was like, I'm kicking it there. No. Oh, no, yeah, let's just kick it anyway. Jesus.
So Bobby Hill to make him pay full price. He's missed as well.
Oh, they are so lucky they're Freo. That should have been 2 goals.
Well, Collingwood have been pretty dead straight all night. 11 goals, 3 before those last 2 kicks. Could that come back to bite them? So Ryan this time decides to go high and long. It gets out the back. Amos takes the grab. Handball on the inside. Here's a bit of run and gun. Sarong drives a high ball. Can he get there, Frederick? In fact, it's Dudley. Did okay. Voss keeps it in front of him. Frampton sweats on the pressure. Did it well there, Frampton. Oh, he's been a free kick here. Oh, I don't know about that.
Ooh, I'd like to see a replay of that. That didn't look like in the back. They just look like... But it was probably their best passage of play in the last 2 quarters there, Freo.
So Patrick Voss kicks one earlier in the night.
He's right footer, isn't he?
He's going to go a bit with the check side, the banana. He'll run out. He'll kick on goal. Oh, he's done it professionally. He does it for a living, Patrick Voss. And back to 15 points. They keep themselves in the hunt. Well, this is an eerie feeling to the game last year. Collingwood had the game won, but couldn't put them away, and Fremantle able to fight back. Could they do the same tonight?
Typical. Fucking typical. Hasn't played like that all season.
Who?
Jordan Clark, he's already 102.
I thought you had him.
Yeah, I do. I just thought, well, he has not got it over 100. He's got it, I think, 101 twice.
Yeah.
And he's already got it for 3/4 time.
He's cracked. No, up the pies. Who do you barrack for, Jason? Oh, shit, it is Collingwood. So back in the middle of the ground, Crisp up there with Brayshaw, tapped away, Sharp, picked it up, but didn't take the footy with him. Wagner does a little turn, handball back to Sarong. He gets a dribbling ball towards the forward 50, pushed out of the way a little bit too easily. It was Voss, cleared by Frampton. High up and under ball. Chapman couldn't get there. Cox tried to shrug a tackle. Handball on the outside. Sarong on the inside now. Just missed Brayshaw. He has to go for it. The captain, Schultz, body lined him. Crisp, handball over. They work it nicely here, the Pies. Houston turned it over. Simpson is there. Long as well. Jackson wraps him up with Warner. Nice sponsored advertisement. We love ads here on the channel. We love ads.
Would you make the sub now? Just sub out?
I would sub out Darcy. He's done nothing. Jackson's their man anyway. He's a lot more athletic and he'll get the run and gun game going.
And to be honest, in the last 5 minutes when he's been off, they've actually done something.
Yeah.
Which is what they did in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Tracking it, Switkowski. And now Frederick goes to the pocket. Dudley in a one-on-one. How too tall. Dudley fighting with the pressure though. He did it well. I mean, I don't know why you'd go to Dudley in a one-on-one, but he did okay. I mean, he had to see Howe make a mistake, but still. So 6.5 minutes left in this third quarter. Jackson hit it on the inside. Wagner wrapped up by Sullivan. And another ball up. Well, Darcy's done a lot of the ruck work tonight, but when Jackson's been in there, they look a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Tap from Jackson. Reed trying to fish it out. Won't be long before an umpire makes a decision here, you would imagine. Jackson with the tap again. Trying to get out was Allen. Cleared it outside the defensive 50. It'll bounce and track towards the boundary line. McQuarrie up against Warner. Warner just happy to see it out. 6 minutes left in this third quarter. Darcy is going to come back onto the ground, so they don't want to make that sub just yet. Neil Erasmus sitting in the back row. Jackson tap. Lipinski got the kick away, went a metre up in the air. Bolton was held almost without it. Fished it out somehow, Crisp, off to Cameron. Just jammed it on the boot towards half forward. Well done, Cox. Stood up to the pressure. Handball at the back. Running himself into a little bit of danger here, Simpson, but was good enough to get out of it. Finds Bolton.
And Bolton hasn't been in the game in the last... especially this quarter. He needs to get back into this game.
Yeah. Short kick. Finds Brayshaw. He goes with a long kick. 1-on-2. Gets back Cameron. Fisted out of bounds. No, that's probably a win for the Dockers. So Neil Erasmus currently standing up in the back row. Potentially about to make his way onto the ground. I think it's about time. You either sub out Voss or you sub out Darcy.
Yeah.
I think with an injury cloud, you sub out Darcy.
They're probably just giving him one last go to see what it's like. But if they're going to win, they're going to need some pace on this ball in the game.
So another stoppage here. Just about 75 out from the Freo goal. Tap from Jackson. Spills to Lipinski. Just jams it on the boot once again. High up and under ball. Cox tracks it with a defender and Pierce. And Cox just decides to thump it out of midair with the fist. Great shake off of the tackle by Brennan Cox. He finds Pierce. Runs away from his opponent. Kick on the outside. Finds Bolton. Played on, didn't really know any plans about it, and now gets on a bit of a dance. Lipinski can't shake him down. Kick forward, did well. Chapman off to Reid, inside 50, always finds a target, Murphy Reid.
Yeah.
Under 10 games of footy, Murphy Reid, but already has a knack of hitting his targets inside 50. I bet you Freo's supporters would love to see the footy in his hands when he's working forward.
And I bet your Freo fans are just pulling their hair out and think... That's the passage of play they want, is for Shea Bolton to play on and go for it.
So Dudley, an opportunity here to get the back within 10 points. He comes in. That's a pretty nice kick, but it fades late.
Kind of needed that one.
But they've lifted around the ball. They're starting to put pace in the game. Putting the game into chaos has actually worked for them. Frampton with a long kick here. PS almost grabbed it. Fighting hard. He's sharp up against Allen, and it's a ball up.
Yeah, he knows he should have got it.
Almost did everything right.
He had 2 grabs at it.
Tap down from Darcy. He's back on the ground. Cameron wraps him up. Almost fell into his back. Socket off the ground by Johnson. Swikowski was clean. Bolton just missed Simpson. He did okay. Quaynor wraps him up. Ball spills though. Sullivan gives it out. Clark was held. Surely. He is just outside 50. Clark, if he runs on a bit of an arc, he could potentially go for goal. It's been so good tonight, Jordan Clark. He's calling for a bit of pace, a bit of speed inside that forward 50. Sets it up to the top of the goal square for Darcy Moore, apparently. What a weird kick that was.
He had Murphy Reid, he had Dudley, and he had Fedrick. Neither of them are
going to mark that ball.
Neither of them are going to mark that in a contest.
And even if they had an opportunity, like if the kick was put to the... I mean, if the kick was given a chance, like it wasn't, because it was kicked straight to Darcy then. Darcy Moore. Oh, fucking hell. Locked up sharp, just outside the forward 50. 3 minutes left in this third term. Fremantle have really dominated the last 10 minutes, but they can't put it on the scoreboard. Darcy, sharp, out the back. Bolton's about to get to work. He'll get the 1-2 from Brayshaw. He'll jam it on the left boot. Top of the... Inside the forward 50. Hands, 1-2. Couldn't mark it, Voss. Dudley tapped it out towards Reid. Couldn't get into his work. Too close to the boundary line.
Last 5 minutes in Shea Bolton's game has been pretty good. They just
probably been the best passage of 10 minutes of footy that he's had, probably for the Dockers, really.
Yeah.
So Darcy has been subbed out, it seems. He's head in hands right now. So it looks like it may be another soft tissue injury for the big ruckman. Sharp almost slung the full 360. Got a kick away. Lipinski back to Josh Dacos. Kicks it up the wing. Went up a little bit too early there, Ryan. Membry marks. Gives it off. They want to go. The Pies long. Goes with the kick out wide. It'll pitch out towards the wing. Allen will get there first. Trying to track him down is Amos, but he's too quick. Now Hill ducks back inside and tripped.
I think you take that as a professional.
Honestly, pretty much a professional free there from Johnson. You take that.
Yeah. If he gets on the run, I think he takes all the pace out of it, then that looks like a hamstring for Darcy.
Oh, not a great kick from Hill. Brayshaw read it well. Frederick, Swikowski wants to go on the inside. Great handball to the runner in Simpson. He had a handball option, decides to go longer. Looking for the one-on-one. Not a great kick at all. Should have given the handball.
They needed to get over Cameron, which needed to be another handball, and get through the structure.
Long kick now. They work it to the wing here, Collingwood. Found with the captain in Moore. He'll drive it long. This would really hurt Fremantle. Held, surely, Pearce. Not paid. I don't know how. Anyway, Brayshaw gives it back to Chapman. He goes on the outer wing. It's not a very good kick. Should get there first here, Allen. Got pressure of Johnson. Happy to push him over the boundary line. How the fuck wasn't that a hold on Pearce? He had his arm held. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, Darcy currently has his knee. Oh, it's his knee that's been iced up.
Is it? Or is it the top of his... Or is it his...
Yeah, it's his knee, isn't it? Unless they put
I
too
think
much...
it's the top of it. Like, this is... We're not doctors here.
I mean, I don't think I have to be a doctor to know that's the knee.
Well, I thought it was above the knee.
So you're thinking it's a quad?
Yes, that's the word.
Oh, okay, that's a knee.
It's a quad, sorry.
Okay. Anyway, so Switkowski has the footy. He wants to go. The crowd are urging them to.
Because they know what they've seen in this whole quarter, that they've actually put some pace into it.
So they're just going slow a bit here. Jordan Clark looks at the bench asking to see how long left.
They want to make it their last chance, but...
Clark, that's a great kick. Just a little 30-metre dart to find Amos. He goes on the inside. That's a perfect kick as well to Ryan. 34 seconds. They know they don't want to concede one. They've already conceded 2 goals from the last 30 seconds of quarters. He drives it into the pocket, looking for Jackson. Couldn't grab it. Crisp, Lipinski, over the top. They live to see another day here. Collingwood, Sullivan, maybe. Oh, that was a hard.
But they've just...
Hoskin Elliott takes it, though.
The thing is that, they've had all the momentum, Freo, but they've made it so easy for Collingwood to just transition out of deep 50.
Yeah, that was way too easy. So Lipinski looks like he'll have the footy at 3/4 time. So despite a dominant third term from the Dockers, it is Collingwood who comfortably lead it by 15 points at the 3/4 time break. So 11-5, 71 the Pies. They lead Fremantle 8-8, 56. Well, set up for a very interesting final term.
He got 50 in that quarter, Jordan Clark.
Yeah, because they were tracking the fucking bound. They were tracking...
And Dacos got minus... Fuck's
What did he get? Oh, shit. That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. There we go.
-2.
He got -2 that quarter.
He was at 47, wasn't he, at half time?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't look.
I think it was.
Yeah, Nick Dacos on 45. All right, let's have a look. So... On the AFL fantasy front, Jordan Clark with the 112, Jack Crisp 95, Luke Ryan 93, Darcy Cameron been really good with the 85, and Andy Brayshaw with the 85 as well. Bobby Hill with 72. On the disposals, Jordan Clark 26, top of the table, Andy Brayshaw 23, Luke Ryan 22, Jack Crisp 22, Shea Bolton 21. Well, if you had to give the votes right now, what would you say? I'd probably go with 3 to Cameron. I've loved his game out of the ruck.
3 to Cameron, 2 to Crisp,
1 to Clark or Hill.
I think Clark at the moment, but
yeah, I probably agree with you. But Hill,
he's not that far off. He needs one. Yeah,
like I wouldn't consider Ryan. I don't think he's done much. In fact, he's probably done a lot worse. His turnovers have been dreadful. Andy Brayshaw's been good. He'd probably be up there. Johnson's just butchered everything he's touched. Sarong, not really much. Tracy hasn't done a lot since the opening term. And Jackson was better in that quarter.
Mm.
Toilet for me. Alright, we're back in a second. Fuck. Shit. Can't. Holy fuck. Well, I just got a stream demonetized. Dacos contested mark. Oh, I should have been thinking news.
He hasn't got it yet.
No, I know, but Dan Gorge just saying that he nearly got it.
Yeah.
Was that when he took that lead up and he maybe that was what it was.
Yeah, it was when he got the free.
Oh.
If he marked it, it was a contested mark.
Oh. Fuck. I mean, there's a reason why he hasn't won a Brownlow yet. It's because he hasn't taken enough contested marks. Turn up the radio.
I've just said that.
Yeah. Crack a tinny for the boys. Please turn up the radio. Alrighty. Here we go. Final term. Can Fremantle steal this game, or is it all going to be Collingwood? Nick Dacos back in the middle of the ground. Here we go. So back in the middle we go. Jackson was wrapped up by Perryman. Brayshaw brilliant on the ground. Clark missed the give to Simpson, and now Nick Dacos breaks away. Been a little bit unsighted in this third term. The kick was brilliant though. Oh, it's a free kick downfield for the Nick Dacos pit. So Jamie Elliott, he's kicked a couple of goals from this place on the ground. More the MCG, but right now, he may have done it again! Where was he kicked it from there, Jamie Elliott? That's just his spot on all grounds.
He's done it for years. From that exact spot, as we just said.
Well, that may well have just killed off any opportunity here of Fremantle taking this win. Fremantle looked like they were away here, but then Jackson went to ground again. They almost out, but Clark's handball just missed his target. And then Simpson, yeah, probably shouldn't have done that. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Jamie Elliott took the mark. Collingwood lead it by 21 points. Jamie Elliott kicks his fourth. From a tap down, Bolton can't get rid of it. Dacos out the back to Crisp. He'll drive it inside the forward 50. Bouncing ball. Elliott pushed down. Play on, says the umpire. Simpson back to Brennan Cox. He doesn't really know what to do with it. Just goes inside. Well done, Johnson. To Ryan. He'll blast it up the wing. Who's going to fly? Great work from Darcy Moore. After a really good start from Josh Tracy, Collingwood's defence has been able to hold up pretty well. So now Moore goes back to where it once came.
Oh.
Jackson went up, couldn't grab it. Ryan, Simpson, Brayshaw, brace for contact, got rid of it. Bolton to Ryan again. They're not really working it out. The kick was actually pretty inch perfect there for Johnson. Oh, Johnson. Put under. Oh, well done from Sarong, though. Handball again, just missed his target. Clark takes the contact from Schultz.
Oh, he's
Play
out.
on.
He's out.
Schultz got hit heavy. He has not moved.
No, this needs to stop.
Play on, says the umpire. I don't know about that. Dacos goes inside 50 to Elliott again.
He's off.
Oh, he's out.
He's out. And they've already made that.
So still Sidebottom has been subbed out of the game. Oh!
Oh, no.
What the fuck? Stop the game. Stop the game. Stop making him run off.
That's not a good look, I don't think. And
They're still going. What the fuck's wrong with this fucking umpire? Well, I mean, he kicked it. I mean, I'm sure Collingwood fans won't care, but fucking hell.
No, that's not good by the AFL. That's horrible. No.
That shouldn't have happened. Fuck, man. He just landed on the ground. Like, even if Elliott's... look, even if Schultz wants to run off, he shouldn't have. But even if he wants to do that, that's fair enough. The umpire should have stopped the play. Oh.
Nothing wrong with what Jordan Clark did.
He'll get a week for that, you watch.
Yeah.
He'll get 3 weeks for that.
He should never... Yeah, no.
He shouldn't. I don't think he should have. Did he jump into it? I don't know.
No. That should have never happened. The AFL should have said... The umpire should have had common sense and be like, stop play. And I think Cyborg was asking, has the paperwork been done yet?
$27 points, game high lead. Jamie Elliott just kicked his 5th goal. Crisp, get the handball away. Dacos smacked it back into trouble. Now Crisp on the up to Cameron. He ducks past, try to get it back to Dacos. Bolton's there, pushed him away from it. Bolton feigned the handball, duck back inside to Jackson. Now Sarong, they need one here, the Dockers. But Frampton, too good.
Yeah, the last 3 quarters from the Collingwood defence has been elite. Yeah, there's no way he comes back on anyway.
Yeah, after that. Lachie Schultz will most likely be ruled out. I think he's trying to tell the doctor he's fine, but after you fall down, it's not a great look. So Jackson just steals it out of midair.
He's
still very wobbly.
Yeah.
So Jackson. High ball. Looking for someone to go, but Darcy Moore didn't mark it. Under pressure now, Allen. Handballed over the top again. They've just been one step ahead all night. Great tackle from Bolton on Perryman. Should be rewarded. And he is. He's the one who can spark them. Bolton, short ball, weird kick. Brayshaw did well. Handball on. Sharp. Underground back to Brayshaw. They're just messing around a little here. And Dacos takes him over. As Schultz makes his way off the ground. I hope he doesn't get weeks, but I think because he did jump up, he'll be looked at.
I think we'll start riding outside of Michael Christian's house if that's a week.
Still by Switkowski, opportunity for Freo. Well, there's still a breath of life.
The thing is that they kick the first 2 goals within 2 minutes here, Collingwood. It just gives them a lot of time to claw their way back, and there's still 15 and a half minutes left. So it's not over.
So now, can Fremantle fight their way back like they did last year? Neither ruckman could get it. Cameron trying to fish it out was Jackson. Erasmus did well. Now Sarong got pushed in the back. Chapman just jammed it on the boot to centre half forward looking for Frederick. Gets out the back. Did well there, Lipinski. And now Collingwood go wide. Looking for space here. Clark tracks it. Should be there first. Got a bad bounce.
Got a horrible bounce.
Perryman back to Josh Dacos. Frederick puts on the pressure. Now here comes Dudley. Did well, Perryman. The pressure's lifted here from Freo. Good tackle from Tracy. Gives away a high. They're off a 5-day break. They're down to a rotation on the bench now. Will that hamper them in the last few minutes of this game? Quaynor goes high and long. Packer players form up and Elliott! Oh, Pierce stole it. No sense of theatre.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it's a dangerous kick.
But
So
this is what
Ryan-
they're gonna do. If they're going to switch it, they've got to do it quickly.
He goes to Chapman.
That's
Low
it.
dart kick turnover. They've been doing it all night. Now McQuarrie. He'll have numbers on the counter. Bobby Hill takes the grab. And who else at the back? It's Jamie Elliott. Chance for 6.
If I'm Justin Longmuir, I would have just chucked the phone straight through that bloody window that right about now. That was a horrible turnover by Chapman. And this is the worst player to have it for Collingwood, if you're a Freo fan.
Jamie Elliott, he's kicked 5 tonight. A chance here for 6. This would shut the gate. This would send them home. He hasn't hit it well at all.
Just thought he would have nailed it.
You just, you almost put that in the book. Keeps them alive, though. They missed a couple of easy chances tonight, Collingwood.
Yeah, especially the second half.
Yeah. Look, you look at their scoreboard, they've kicked, 13 goals, 6. You say it's not that bad, but they easily could be 16-3. I know 3 easy opportunities they've missed.
Ooh.
Sharp kick on the inside.
Chapman again.
This time. Heart and throat kind of stuff. Still at the kick. Cox goes up the wing to Frederick. This is better. He's got a couple of lead-ups. That's a good kick. Hit up Erasmus. He wants to go. He can't. He just has to hold up. Well done from Darcy Moore.
Person right there, yep.
Kicks inside to Wagner. Wasn't paid the 15. Has to play on immediately. He goes to the pocket. Where's Tracy? Where's Jackson? Tracy almost grabbed it. Bolton can't get there. Frampton turned it over to Reed. Up. Turn. Missed. Allen takes it on the line. Almost nailed it. Dacos goes long towards Membry. He tracked it but missed the footy. Now Pierce went to ground, just got rid of it. Yeah, I thought it was as well. Warner kicks it long. Jackson can't mark. Bolton on the ground. He does this his whole career, and of course he. I don't know what's happened. I think it's a goal. It is. Everyone in the ground and around Australia would have been looking at that thinking, is it through? But you look at the player who kicked it. Of course it was. Shea Bolton kicks it.
Why is he running off? If I'm anyone on the bench, if I'm Justin Longmuir in the box, you tell him stay on the field and stay in the midfield. He's the one dragging the Dockers back into this game.
I think Oleg Markov would want to take that back.
I don't know what he was doing.
It's hard to track in the air, but that's it.
And he's the one keeping them in this game is Bolton.
Can we please see on the goal line? Because Oleg Markov, he's fucked that up. He needed to get a touch on that. We're back in the middle. 16 points. It was 27 only moments ago. There's still heaps of time left. Voss in the ruck up against Cameron. Voss with the tap. He tracks it down. Dacos pushes him to the turf. Handball away, turned it over. Johnson took the contact. Back to Voss, who fumbled. McQuarrie beaten by Chapman. Brayshaw gives it off. Simpson over the top to Clark. Here they go, the Dockers. The purple haze in full display. Nice kick to find Dudley. Holds it up for a moment. Goes inside 50. That's the best passage of play we've seen all night.
It's amazing what they've done when they've had Page on the ball, isn't it? They're a completely different team. They're a completely different team when they just use their handball and they run it.
Can I say as well, that's the first time we've seen Patrick Voss in the middle tonight, and it's a good option. He's quick, he's feisty on the footy, he's not slow and lethargic like Darcy's been all night. Murphy Reid, he's been dead quiet all night. Maybe one of the biggest kicks of his early career. He comes in, Murphy Reid stands up to the moment. Some are saying he's the biggest Reid in WA. Right now he is. Well, we streamed this game last year. We thought the game was dead and buried.
And it was that one moment that changed the game. That was an umpire's decision last year.
This year it's a bit of Shea Bolton and a bit of run and gun Freo.
Yeah, him and Jordan Clark are the ones that are changing this game.
That's a great kick there. But this guy, I love Dudley as well. It's a great kick. Just to quickly find some space inside the forward 50. When pace is put on the football, that's when little pockets of space open up, and that's when players get out. So we're back in the middle once again. Fremantle kicked the last 3 goals. 11:23 left on the clock. Cameron trying to take it out of the ruck, but Brayshaw, handball to get the clearance. Erasmus tried to break a tackle. Wagner spills to him perfectly. To Switkowski, handballs on the outside for Simpson. First game of the year, McQuarrie shuts him down.
He seemed like he was like, oh, this is my moment. But he just needed to just take the...
Someone needed to call he was hiding. Probably too late. McQuarrie was just too quick.
Yeah.
Wasn't a great handball from Switkowski, though.
No.
Probably should have just gone forward. Still heaps of time left. Howe goes up the wing, gets up, and Cameron takes the grab. Been doing his whole career, Darcy Cameron. All-Australian squad last year. Right now, he's probably up there with Max Gawn as the best ruckman in the game. The kick, just not wide enough. Crisp got a just deft touch on it. So back in the ruck, Jackson and Cameron. Jackson with the tap, Crisp with the clearance. High ball inside the forward 50. Who can mark? Oh, Elliott almost landed in his lap. Ryan held up. Almost landed directly in his lap there, Jamie Elliott.
The way the game's gone, I wouldn't have been surprised if it just landed in his lap.
Up the Pies. Oh, it's going to be a close quarters final term at this stage. Jackson with the tap, tried to fish it out, did okay, good smother from Elliott. Wagner, handballed it to the turf, tracked a good 20 metres. Houston, back, looking for a high one, got it there, Cameron.
He slipped over, that's bullshit, really.
Not much really he could have done there. Goes to the wide kick, very wide, a little bit too wide. Spoiled out pretty easily there by the Dockers.
Uxpier's spoiled Ryan there.
Sorry, Eric. I think it's actually the mics. I think it's just there's 2 of them. They're a bit high. I'll try and turn them down a little. Which one's... That one's mine. Probably a bit high. So big opportunity here inside the forward 50. Breaking through is Jack Crisp. Well, he's making up for last week. He's kicked a big time goal. Just when Fremantle were fighting back, veteran Jack Crisp kicks a big time goal.
He's done it very well tonight, Jack Crisp. He had it all on his boot last week, but like you said, I think it was his moment and he just took it. He knew Freo were coming and he just thought, I've got to do it myself here tonight.
Well, he's one of the more senior players out there at the moment because Sidebottom's been subbed out, so he's probably one of the most senior players out there. That's a great finish.
Yeah. And he knows how important that goal really is. He just ripped that out of Wagner's hands. He's like, I'm taking this and I'm taking it all the way for 6 points.
16 points. There's still a chance here for Fremantle, but they have to get the next one. Jackson fished it forward. Sarong up to Brayshaw. Further on, Brayshaw works it forward. Handball. Tracy, not a very good give. Just another wasted opportunity for Freo. Clearing ball. Sullivan, great grab.
It needed to go outside instead of back to Brayshaw there. Just not they're just overpossessing it a little bit too much when they got
So the kick out wide. He goes up the wing with the kick. Cameron looking as a likely option. Good mark from Jackson though. They know they have to go. Immediately plays on to give us a wrong. On the inside, it's a dangerous kick, but it's inch perfect to Erasmus. 8:40 left. He plays on now. Low dart inside 50 to Dudley. They're not done with yet, the Knockers. Look at a good kick. I mean, Erasmus, that's probably the best kick a Fremantle player has done tonight.
It's amazing what happens when they've got it all to play for.
They've been playing like fucking shit for the last 2 quarters, and now all of a sudden they're playing like one of the best teams in the competition. Oh, look at this kick. Perfect.
Right in between two.
They would have been lucky to hit water on a fucking boat after this game. So Isaiah Dudley, an opportunity here to get Fremantle back within 10 points. And he's kicked it to the left. They've missed a couple of opportunities. Collingwood just have to kind of... They can milk off a couple of minutes for clock. They may be able to hold on. Now Quaynor goes up the wing. 1-on-1. Cameron, 1-2. Tried to claim it. Crisp. Got tackled. Now Frederick on the counter. He dodges back inside. He ducks and weaves. Sends it long. Not a good kick at all.
Didn't look. It just seems like he didn't look. It's like he had...
Surely he looked like fuck.
All the space in the world to look.
They have dominated the territory, Fremantle. So Frampton just goes up the wing. Goes there, Pierce, fisted it down. Picks it up, did well. Frederick, about to get shut down, but Quaynor didn't get rewarded, should have. Now long off to Lipinski. Sends it towards a 1-on-1. Elliott and Ryan. Ryan did well. Macquarie tracks it down. Gathered. Looks on the inside. Doesn't want to handball it. Doesn't want to waste it. He drives it long. Looking for Elliott! It's been his night. And this would end it. He has taken Ryan to the cleaners.
He may have had 25 plus supposedly, Ryan, but
He's marked down as a defender. That's what he's supposed to be doing. He has let Elliott roam.
And they absolutely love that.
Jamie Elliott. He missed a huge opportunity only about 10 minutes ago. 6.5 minutes left. Kick on his boot. And he nails it, Jamie Elliott. 6 big ones tonight.
And that's game.
6 of the best from Jamie Elliott.
Well, let's see. Because he did well there, Ryan. And, yeah, he just... At the end of the... He just had more... He just wanted the ball. That's all he wanted.
Jamie Elliott. Look, even if Fremantle win that ball... Ryan's looking to try and get on the attack if they win the ball. Elliott's thinking, I'm going to go forward.
Yeah.
Which is not what he should have been doing, Ryan. When they have to win this game, I understand he's got to play a little bit attacking, but yeah. Had to stay on that. So Jackson with the tap. He fishes it out to Sarong, jammed it on the boot. Towards centre half forward. Numbers here with Collingwood. Houston drops the sitter. Gets back onto it though. He's running the wrong way. Eventually kicks it across his body. Bouncing down the wing. Couldn't gather it was Hill. Handball turned it over Simpson. Hill gives it off to Dacos. Back to Hill. He'll burn him off. He takes a bounce. He looks around. Looks at his options. Handball over the top. Towards Sullivan. Inside the forward 50. Elliott again. He gathered. Handball at the back. And Fremantle can go. Brayshaw. Kick towards Jackson. Takes it well. Couple of options inside the forward 50. Tries to go for Tracy. Couldn't mark. Great work from Erasmus. Wrapped up by Houston. Again, the scrambling defense of Collingwood is just too good. Allen goes long. Dacos got the handball away. Did it well. Macquarie breaks back inside. Kick up towards a one-on-one. Did well. Holds it up. Sullivan. 5 minutes left in the final term. One last opportunity here, Fremantle. They have to cause a turnover and they have to go, but they can't. Hoskin Elliott into the pocket again. Finds himself on his own.
He just...
How many more does he have to kick before you man him up? Jamie Elliott.
He just saw the space and he ran into it. And... yeah.
Well...
he's all in his own.
Yeah, it's not even like... It's not even...
Yeah, all ball watching, and Elliott's like, well, I've got so much space in the pocket. But number 7.
A chance here for 7. Jamie Elliott to give his team their 7th win of the season. And he kicks it to the right.
How many misses he on tonight? He's what?
He's kicked 6 goal too. So we've got 4:14 left. 22 points. They need to kick 4 goals in 4 minutes. Pierce.
We've seen them be able to kick quick goals tonight.
Especially in this last term. So they go with a switch to Cox. Got a couple of options. Nice. Little 30-metre ball. Hits up Swikowski. Goes into the corridor. It's a dangerous kick. Brayshaw did okay. Tracks out towards Dacos. He turned it over. Sarong breaks a tackle. Got a handball on his knees. Wagner pushed in the back. Johnson goes for it. Brayshaw fishes it out. Frederick to Swikowski. Further on to Johnson. Can he use it well? He's butchered it all night. The kick yet again.
He butchered it.
I mean, good defense.
He's kicked it to Howell's advantage. I don't know what's playing on.
Howe just kicked it straight back to Freo here. Brayshaw, 3 minutes left. If they can score from this play, maybe.
They've got to believe that they can do this. If he gives that short pass, which he should have.
And now Brayshaw sets it up again. 3-on-1. Makes it a 4-on-1. And then Moore takes it over. That's their kick all night, though, isn't it? That's just their kick. They just kick it up, set it up, and they hope for Tracy. And after the first few minutes of the game, he hasn't been able to do it.
Yeah.
Amos has been unsighted.
Voss has had a few moments in the third quarter. But besides from that, it's been...
hasn't worked.
No.
Johnson, handball on the inside. Clark just jammed it on the boot. This may work. Well, it has.
You've got to go back quickly, though. What is it? 19 points. No, sorry, not.
It's 21 points.
21 points.
Amos with 2.5 minutes left. If he kicks this, get back to the middle, maybe another one, maybe a chance. Straight in front. He'll kick from just inside the forward 50. Amos comes in.
He's missed.
It's hooked to the right. And with that kick, Sales any chance of a Fremantle comeback. .34 inside 50s for 22 scoring shots. They've just been too good tonight, Collingwood. They've nearly scored goals from half of their inside 50s.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not good enough defense. But I mean, I guess it's not defense. It's just their turnovers. Every single time they've turned it over, most of them seem to be in their forward half or in their forward, forward 2/3.
Well, there, scores from stoppage. They've had 7 goals straight to 6-5 for Freo.
Yeah.
Then the rest is from turnover. What?
So what's that?
8 goals, 7.
Yeah.
8 goals, 7 from turnover.
Elliott short kick finds Long right in front of the interchange gates here. Collingwood, they rested a couple of players tonight off a 5-day break, but I mean that hasn't meant much. If anything, it probably means a lesser win. It probably means more of a win if they had those players in. Cameron almost dragged it down. Jackson, Brayshaw on the inside to Cox. Handball further on to Clark. He's been good. Switkowski, handballed well. Amos, longer. This is a great chain of play. Can they finish it off? Sarong to Clark, onto his left boot. Tumbled ball inside the forward 50. And again, Howe tries to set it up. Well done there from Frederick. Pierce has been sent forward. Frederick slaps it forward here for Tracy. And again, they're just too good, Collingwood's defence.
Is there any point of him being forward?
I think they want to win the game, but I feel like it's a bit late to be doing that.
Ooh.
Darcy Moore just grabbing at his shoulder at the moment. He's got it slung up a bit. There's only a minute left, though. In Fremantle's next 2 games up against the Giants and Port Adelaide. Very interesting 2 games. Handballed forward here for the Pies. Clark tracks it with Will Hoskin Elliott and it trackles out of bounds. Well, they've come to this game under a 5-day break, and the next couple of weeks it just opens up for them a little. Adelaide at the MCG and North Melbourne at the MCG as well, I think. Hang on.
No, it's Marvel.
At Marvel Stadium. Well, they nearly lost that one last year. Sullivan, handballing forward. Dacos couldn't get it. Bolton, about to get into his work. Breaks away from Nick Dacos. Kicks it inside the forward 50 once again. Who's going to go? Again, Howe. Probably should have deserved a mark. Couldn't take it, though.
Well, it'll be interesting now this week with obviously Lockie Schultz being out with concussion, with the injury to Nick Dacos. He'll be probably on ice baths all week.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Tracy threw it out.
Try to do it all.
Surely that's holding the footy.
Fuck.
Oh, fucking hell. Dacos trying to get a kick away. Good pressure there from Murphy Reid. The crowd's really thinned out. Well, with 27 seconds left, I know there's been other players, but surely 6 goals gets the 3 votes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tap from Jackson out the back to Switkowski. Further on to Frederick. A chance here to bring it back to within 14 points. Well, a great little finish there from Michael Frederick.
Possible.
It's possible, Scully.
No, they're not at Port Adelaide. Not possible.
No, they need 3 goals.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. They just butchered the ball at the worst times tonight, Freo.
Yeah. They butchered it a lot. And that's probably the cleanest they've had a ball from clearance all night.
Well, yeah. And a lot of their good play and why they've been considered a top 8 team is when they've just used the pace on the ball. They've looked like a top 8 team. And then there's just times that it's like, this team can't do anything, as we saw last week.
Yeah, they're just slow and they just can't move the footy. With 16 seconds left, Collingwood will be taking a nice flight back home to Victoria very shortly. A great win in Perth.
Oh.
Membry slapped it on. Johnson, I think he needs to get some new boots next week. Fuck me. But it's all about Collingwood tonight. Maybe coming off a 5-day break. But they win in Perth. And they jump back up to the top of the table, if it's only momentarily. Still a great win from the Black and White Army. Well, if we had to give the votes, I'd say Jamie Elliott 3. Let's have a quick look. Jamie Elliott 3. Jack Crisp 2.
And Cameron 3, 1.
Yeah.
I'd love to give it to Jordan Clark, but yeah, maybe even Jordan Clark. I didn't really see Cameron in that last quarter.
Yeah, I'd happy to give it to Jordan Clark for 1. Also, I think Jackson did a lot better in the second half. I think Cameron was definitely better in that first half when Darcy was in.
Yeah, once Darcy came out, Jackson looked a lot better.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I think, yeah.
All right, so we go 3 with Jamie Elliott, 2 to Jack Crisp, 1 to Jordan Clark.
Yeah.
There's your 3 votes this week, guys, exclusively on the channel. You don't even have to watch the review for the last game because you've already seen it. All right, guys, so we're going to end the stream. I've got to go to work tomorrow, yay me, at 6:30 in the morning, so very excited. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the stream, make sure to like and subscribe. The review will be out on Sunday night. And new video essay will be coming out Monday. So get excited for that. That's all from me. That's all from my brother. So we'll catch you all next time.
See you later, guys.